Probably a lifetime of unconfronted phobia now combined with her intense fear of the dark to create a total paralysis for poor Mawina. All she could do was repeatedly mumble over the phone, "Kojo, I can't do it. Kojo, I can't do it," slowly backing away from the dark box until she was able to turn and run to the living room. At first, I confess I found it funny. Scared of a fuse box? That just made no sense to me. But to trembling Mawina, the fear was real and uncontrollable. She resolved to sleep in the living room as originally planned. Now, I thought that was a pity. Flipping one single switch would solve her problem and return her to the safety and comfort of her bedroom. Just one switch. Anyway, to my surprise, after she caught her breath, I managed to convince her to give it another go. Now, I wonder what it would have been like to watch Mawina go through the next few minutes, but I can tell you, listening to it over the phone was like something out of an adventure movie. Little by little, she inched her way towards the dreaded fuse box until she got close enough to touch it. With sweat pouring into her eyes and her hands shaking more violently than a pneumatic drill operator, she slowly reached out towards the object of her dread, taking a deep breath before her trembling fingers made contact with the frightening fuse box for the first time in her life. Then she shut her eyes, turned the handle, and pulled. Nothing. No explosion, no crackle of electricity, no flash of lightning, no surge of power to burn her to a crisp, nothing. She opened first one eye and then the other, and just as I had described, all she could see was a bank of switches with one of them in the off position. She flipped it, and at that point, she was able to return to her bedroom, no longer crippled by her irrational fear. Irrational fear, the correct word for that is phobia, and all of us are afraid of something. Whatever it is, heights or whatever, I want to suggest to you that indeed all fears are irrational. So think about it. If what you fear, the thing that you actually fear is the unknown, and to overcome that is not so difficult. We'll talk about it. Right now, though, my name is Kojo Yankson, and what I don't know can't hurt me. Good morning, Ghana.
Hello, good morning and welcome to Joy News at 6. The news is live on Joy 99.7 FM, hits 103.9 FM, on Love 99.5 in Kumasi and myjoyonline.com. We're also live in all 16 regions of Ghana on X Spaces and on Facebook. Coming up, President John Mahama hits the ground running with a focus on economic reset, anti-corruption and national unity as he begins his first day in office.
We'll focus our initial efforts on 4 critical areas. Economic restoration is the improvement of the business and investment environment.
We have more in business.
While the president is seeking private sector support to transform the economy, we'll tell you more on the Joy Business Report.
And Ghana faces risk of widespread power outages in the coming days as Majority MP and former Deputy Power Minister raises alarm over the country's depleted fuel storage.
The confirmation we are getting is that we have only 5 hours of fuel stock. If you look at heavy fuel oil and distillate fuel, we don't have up to 2 days.
And much later in the bulletin, we'll explore the deeper meaning behind President Mahama's inauguration outfit, adorned with the Dinkra symbols that go beyond ceremony to convey a powerful message.
We thank you for giving us this day, a day that offers me, your humble servant, a unique opportunity to work to reset our dear country, Ghana.
These and more with me, Mami Nyamiche Thompson. Stay for details. And as Ghana's newly sworn-in president, John Mahama is wasting no time in his transformative agenda, with a focus on resetting the economy and combating corruption. President Mahama has outlined a roadmap to address the country's most pressing challenges through 4 focus areas, now pledging to deliver practical solutions and restore hope. There's more on the following report.
Having been elected, do in the name of the Almighty God swear that I'll be faithful and true.
President John Mahama emphasized that his presidency will prioritize resetting the economy, investing, governance and constitutional reforms, and tackling corruption. Delivering his first address as president, Mr. Mahama acknowledged the nation's challenges, pledging to implement pragmatic policies aimed at creating sustainable jobs.
We'll focus our initial efforts on 4 critical areas. The first is economic restoration and stabilization of the macroeconomic environment. The second is the improvement of the business and investment environment. The third is governance and constitutional reforms. And the final, but not the least, is accountability and the fight against corruption.
John Mahama also assured Guineans of transparent economic management that would restore investor confidence and improve livelihoods.
Together with the private sector and captains of business, we will create decent and well-paying jobs.
On corruption, President Mahama vowed to strengthen accountability mechanisms across all sectors.
To the business leaders and entrepreneurs, I pledge to you that we would look at the tax regime and rationalize them so that they are more transparent and fair. Members of the business community, I assure you, Ghana is open for business again.
He also thanked his predecessor, Nana Akufo-Addo, for a successful transition.
2 much younger men who entered Parliament together with a full head of black hair and you with the same bald head and round eyeglasses, I have to say that you have without exception been a worthy opponent.
John Mahama called for unity, saying he will be accountable to the nation.
I intend to speak plainly and clearly to you today, and every time I address you subsequently, I intend to always tell you the truth.
President Mahama ending that report. Now, human rights organization Amnesty International has called on President Mahama's administration to pass the anti-witchcraft bill and prioritize key human rights issues, including gender equality, freedom of peaceful assembly, and environmental protection. In a statement released yesterday, Amnesty International emphasized the urgency of tackling long-standing challenges such as the widespread discrimination against women, the repression of peaceful protest, and the devastating impact of illegal mining on the environment. My colleague Kojo Youngson joins me in studio with details of the statement. Kojo, what else is contained in that statement?
Mami, the statement says the new government should pass a new legislation specifically criminalizing witchcraft accusations and ritual attacks, including protective measures for potential victims. It should also establish national strategies to educate people about the negative impact of witchcraft accusations on human rights. The government must also ensure mining contracts do not interfere with the rights to a healthy environment and that the mining laws and regulations are fully enforced. The new president and his government must keep the promise to ban illegal and new mining activities in forest reserves as stated in John Mahama's first 120-day social contract. Now is the right time, according to the statement, for the president and his government to make a clear commitment to prioritize and tackle these pressing human rights issues.
Thank you, Kojo. Now, Second Deputy Speaker and former MP Andrew Sesiama Amwako has assured Ghanaians that the Minority Caucus will not obstruct the work of the 9th Parliament. This Parliament consists of 88 NPP MPs, 183 NDC MPs and 4 independent MPs. At the presidential inauguration, Andrew Sesiama emphasized that the Minority Caucus is committed to constructive collaboration.
We are not going to necessarily obstruct government business, not at all. And for me, that is not my business. We are all looking for the good of Ghana. So anything that will project Ghana, make Ghana look good, and make all the citizenry see the development we are all looking for, we are all for it.
Also, First Speaker of Parliament and Akachi South MP Bernard Ahiafo has assured fairness in the Parliament.
NDC having absolute majority as against the number that they have, very unprecedented. That is what called for their description as micro minority. But that has nothing to do with the treatment of fairness or unfairness in the House. As a Deputy Speaker, I look forward to treating everybody fairly as a member of Parliament.
The country may be plunged into darkness in the coming days as its fuel reserves are almost running out. due to outstanding debts. The energy sector is burdened with $3.5 billion debt yet to be settled, impacting the ministry's ability to obtain fuel. Former ranking member of Parliament's Energy Committee, John Mahama, has warned that Ghana may face crisis if the fuel situation is not immediately addressed.
This administration has not ordered any fuel as we speak, and it takes on average 4 weeks for the fuel to arrive and 4 weeks for the fuel to be treated. And so we are in a very serious situation. At the transition, we brought this up. The outgoing administration assured us that they had procured some parcels of fuel. Today, right after President Mahama assumed office, and I served on the transition, my checks indicate that we do not have fuel that can cater for even 2 days. So clearly we have a major problem. And this is an incoming administration. Even if you order the fuel, like I'm telling you, it will take about 8 weeks. So we are in for real trouble.
Well, President John Mahama's traditional attire at his second inauguration carried more than just ceremonial significance. It conveyed a message woven in Adinkra symbols. My colleague Emmanuel Jivenu explores the meaning behind these symbols. Here's his report read to you.
His agbada carries a message woven in Adinkra symbols. A silent sermon conveyed through the 4 Adinkra motifs, Jinyami, which means accept God. This motif proclaims a reflection of President Mahama's acknowledgement of divine providence.
We thank you for giving us this day, a day that offers me, your humble servant, a unique opportunity to work to reset our dear country, Ghana.
The Sankofa is perhaps the most popular Adinkra symbol, representing redemption, renewal, and a nation ready to correct its course. Mahama's campaign slogan echoed these ethos.
Today should mark the beginning of a new opportunity, an opportunity for us to make a difference in our governance and our economic management. We shall reset our dear nation, Ghana.
The intricate design of the Jiniming, symbolizing strength, tempered by humility. Mahama's journey is a proof to this. Once a president, then an opposition leader, and now returning with an air of introspection.
As your next leader, I will have the humility and presence of mind to take responsibility for any challenges.
Nyamidia reinforces his promise of leadership rooted in faith and a vision of unity and progress.
We are poised to embark on a journey of progress and inclusivity, united in our vision for a more prosperous Ghana.
Emmanuel Jivenu, Joy News, Accra.
And that's how we end this morning's bulletin here on Joy 99.7 FM. I am Amiesi Nyamiche Thompson. Up next is Business on the Super Morning Show. Please stay.
Hello everyone, I'm Hanefri, the Health and Safety Manager of Total Energies Ghana. I want to remind you of the importance of road safety, especially as the festive season draws closer. Road accidents don't just happen, they are caused. Reckless driving, overspeeding, and poor vehicle maintenance are some of the leading causes during this period. Here are a few tips to keep you safe. Always ensure your vehicle is in good condition before traveling. Please wear your seatbelt and avoid distractions like using your phone whilst driving. Let's commit to responsible behavior on the road this season. Remember, safety starts from you. Safety for me, for you, and for all. Afishapa.
How secured are you? Let me ask you again. How secured are you? Say yes loud with confidence when you are protected by Millennium Insurance, because it gives you great reliability and comfort. Sign on any of our products today, be it motor, fire, burglary, accidents, travels, bonds, liabilities, engineering, marine and aviation insurance. Visit our offices in Accra, Northridge, Tema, Kumasi, Kofridia, Takrady, or any of our 30 agents nationwide. Call 0302 766 631 or 0504 394 997.
Millennium Insurance, your trustworthy partner. When you hear that sound, it can only mean one thing. It's the sound of excitement, the sound of milky goodness. It's the unmistakable sound of rich, creamy deliciousness. The sound that lets you know that the original milky richness awaits. The milky richness you can find in every bite of Munchie Milk Shortcake.
With its unique blend of milky richness and carefully selected ingredients, Munchie Milk Shortcake is crafted from an original age-old recipe to delight your taste buds. If you're looking for pure satisfaction and the authentic taste of original milky richness, it's time to grab a pack of your favorite biscuit, Munchie Milk Shortcake today.
This advert is FDA approved.
Enimwa, pop quiz. Are you ready?
Hit me.
Can you give me 3 words that start with omni?
Oh, that's easy. Omnibus, omnipotent,
Omniwana.
omnibus. The bank with a really nice signboard.
Hey, Radzi. You mean omnibisic. OMNIBSIC. Omnibisic. Let me hear you say it.
Omnibisic.
Perfect.
Is that an abbreviation?
Not entirely. And it's not just a bank with nice signboards either. Omnibisic Bank is Ghana's fastest growing bank with innovative banking products and headquarters in Atlantic Tower at Airport City, Accra, as well as 40 branches across the country. Omnibisic Bank has the final word on excellent customer service delivery in Ghana.
Plus, they have the coolest signboard.
Yes, they do. And the coolest name, Omnibisic.
At your service.
Let me share my experience with you at the new Aqua Safari Resorts. When you arrive, you're greeted by warm smiles and introduced to your 24-hour butler who already has your itinerary sorted. Enjoy water sports activities like jet ski rides, kayaking, water sliding, flyboarding, and castanet fishing. You can even have your lunch here on the boat cruise. Let the tour guides take you through the sceneries of the mangrove forest, the friendliness of the animals, while you pet and feed them. We chose to have our breakfast with a beautiful sunrise right in front of our cabin.
Visit Aqua Safari Eco Resort in Ghana, bringing you closer to nature.
Reliable, check. Comfort, check. Strong, check. Tough, check. Tried and tested, check. Affordable, check. Comes in so many colors and sizes, check. Suitable for domestic and industrial use, check. Choose quality, choose Syntex Tank. Available nationwide and comes with 7-year warranty. And remember, Syntex Tank is a caring brand too. Syntex Tank, a strong, a tough.
What are you paying for? A delicious meal at the restaurant? Do it with SG Ghana Visa Card. Buying fuel for your car? Do it with SG Ghana Visa Card. Shopping online or at the mall or your favorite supermarket? Do it with SG Ghana Visa Card. When you need to pay, do it with SG Ghana Visa Card. With a large network of merchants and payment points, the SG Ghana Visa Card is your secure and convenient way to get things done in Ghana. You can also use the SG Ghana Visa Card for secure online purchases. Make your life easy and use your SG Ghana Visa Card today. To find out more, call 0302-214-314. That's 0302-214-314. Société Générale Ghana. The future is you.
Bafu Pamford.
Morning, Kudu. How are you doing?
I'm all right. I'm good. I'm fine.
You're good? Feeling optimistic this morning?
Well, I'm alive, so that's always a reason to be optimistic.
Yeah.
But it's sort of day one, really. Actually, day two. But you know, yeah, fun day. The first business day.
Business day.
Yes, of
what
John
to expect?
Mahama's, well, I mean, I'm sure he's going to spend a lot of time getting his regaining his bearings around the office, but not too much time because he's been there before, right?
He's been there before.
He's not
he
now
has
going
hit
to
the
be
ground running, right?
All he has to do is just adjust his chair, you know, to a new height.
A new height, I guess.
And then from that point onwards,
are we going to hear news of a list of appointments today?
Well, I'm expecting those names to start pouring in quite quickly, because it seems he gave it a lot of forethought, right? And he did say that his cabinet will be named, you know, in days. So, I mean, today is a good day to hear some names, isn't it?
It is.
Who are you tipping? Have you got any predictions?
I haven't got any predictions yet.
Yeah.
But let's see how it goes.
Yeah. His speech was interesting. He had things to say. This stuck in my mind.
Nana, as this will be our final meeting under these circumstances, and as I look back on the journey we have traveled together, two much younger men who entered Parliament together with a full head of black hair, and you with the same bald head and round eyeglasses, I have to say that you have, without exception, been a worthy opponent.
Interesting. He has his way with the words.
It's like they punch you small, then they tap you on the back.
Yeah. Well, and his speech is getting good reviews.
I liked the "We Are Ghana" part. I think it's a thing that we still haven't nailed, this idea of a Ghanaian identity. And it seems that it's part of what he's focused on. He wants us to rally behind an idea, something that will anchor us to our land and make us believe that we are part of the solution, and that's a positive thing.
It is,
however you look at it. So some good stuff coming out of that speech. And today we'll spend some time on it. We'll talk through it and see how it's going. But Charlie, is it true that Doomso is 2 days away?
I just saw today on social this one that somebody complained that their lights went off yesterday. I don't know. But you wouldn't blame the president for doing so on the third day or second day of his tenure,
especially if if John Mahama is to be believed, right? Because he says that we actually have 2 days worth of fuel left, right? So if he's right, then that's alarming.
I mean, what happened to? I mean, the former president was touting their how they were able to solve the power crisis. Then that's a lie, because if after 2 days we are going to face a crisis, then he lied to us.
Anyway, Herbert Crapper has spoken about it. He, of course, is the immediate past energy minister. He was also head of ECG for a bit, and he was on the board of ECG forever. So he knows a thing or two. He's put up a post. I'll share that with you later. All right. Okay. Right now, though, let's get to business, and literally business. The Joy Business Report coming up. But first, the 6 a.m. news was brought to us by Total Energies. Total, we go the extra mile for you. Absa Bank Ghana Limited, your story matters, and Millennium Insurance, your trustworthy partner. Joy Business Report now brought to you by Omnibasic Bank at your service, and Safari Valley Resort, bringing you closer to nature.
Hi, good morning. Welcome to the Joy Business Report. Coming up, President John Mahama seeks private sector support to transform the economy more as he urges investors that Ghana is now open for business. Also coming up, Ghana's economy projected to grow by 6.3% this year, far higher than IMF and World Bank estimates. Plus, Bank of Ghana Governor Dr. Nes Addison reveals lack of budget support halted cleanup of the savings and loans sector. Details coming up. Thanks for being with us. My name is Darryl Kwao. Hello to our friends listening from Koforidua on KT Radio. President John Mahama is asking the business community for support to transform the economy. He said this in his inaugural speech at the Black Star Square here in Accra. Here's George Affe with more.
The president noted that this proposed transformation cannot be achieved without the private sector fully coming on board.
To the business leaders and entrepreneurs, I invite you to support this new model and join me in shaping a business environment where creativity thrives and where the fruits of your investments contribute to the collective welfare of our nation. Your role in driving our economy forward cannot be overstated.
He also noted that Ghana is committed to ensuring that private enterprises can thrive, grow to help in the expansion of the economy.
Focus our initial efforts on 4 critical areas. The first is economic restoration and stabilization of the macroeconomic environment. Second is the improvement of the business and investment environment to ensure that Ghana is once again open for business.
President John Mahama also promised to create the required jobs for the youth and graduates in the country.
Our policies will be tailored to sustain innovation and foster industry that engages today's young minds and equip them with the skills needed for tomorrow's challenges. Together with the private sector and captains of business, we will create decent and well-paying jobs.
The president also highlighted the role of his 24-hour economy to turn around the fortunes of the country and ensure that there's an opportunity for every startup and entrepreneur to grow and expand their businesses.
George, I feel with those highlights of the president's inaugural speech with a focus on the economy and business. Meanwhile, the Association of Ghana Industry says it will welcome President Mahama's push for private sector support to help improve the business environment, said Chuma Kwawa, Chief Executive.
Well, President Mahama's call for the private sector to help grow the economy is indeed a good call, and it aligns very much with our position that the private sector is the engine of growth. As you know, the bulk of the jobs in this country is created by the private sector. A lot of the goods that are produced in this country are produced by private sector companies. Even with state contribution, the bulk of it is contributed by the private sector. And therefore, the president's call for industry and for the private sector to help grow the economy is in the right direction. And I believe that if we're able to galvanize the private sector to play their role effectively, we should be able to grow the economy as expected.
That was Chief Executive of the Association of Ghana Industry, said Chum Akwawa. Still on the president's speech to businesses, former Minority Leader Haruna Idrisu has suggested a targeted policy that would provide huge incentives for businesses to produce in the northern parts of the country.
And he's given fidelity to his promise to run a 24-hour economy. I should think that he should grant some strategic incentives to some major industrialists into the manufacturing sector who can employ 1,000 to 2,000 people, whether in Ashanti or Bono or Northern Region or Upper West. Then they can give life to the public sector reforms that will respond to that need. I'm encouraged by his own word that he does not take the votes of Ghanaians for granted.
You had MP for Tamale Central Haruna Idrisu there. Well, next we hear from finance professor at the Andrews University, Williams Pepra, who has emphasized the importance of stabilizing the city and ensuring effective tax administration to support economic growth as the president assumes office.
One, instability in the exchange rate regime, and 2, unfriendly tax administration. We know that the business community, though they complain about the issue of exchange rate, they must make our tax administration very friendly to the business people. Like, for example, VAT, we pay tax on tax. That must be realigned. It shouldn't be in that line. And when you're able to do this, it's going to make sure that the business community will open up and business will flow.
Associate Professor of Finance at the Andrews University, Williams Pepra there. The economy is projected to grow by 6.3% by the end of this year. This was contained in the State of the Nation address presented to Parliament by former President Nana Akufo-Addo. Here's more in this report.
The growth projection, according to the former President Nana Akufo-Addo, is based on some measures that has been implemented by his administration that will aid the expansion of the economy for this year. One can talk about the almost 95% of the debt exchange program completion, which will now improve the country's creditworthiness as well as the business environment to support the growth of enterprises. The strong pickup of the service sector is seen as another major driver of the economy in the coming months. There are also expectations the expansion of the industry sector could also help improve the situation for this year. The 6.3% growth rate for this year is far higher than the 4.4% and the 4.3% by the World Bank. If this progression is anything to go by, then it could indeed support the current President John Mahama's call that the economy is ready for business. Ghana's economy grew by 7.2% in the third quarter of 2024. The economy grew by 7.2% in the third quarter of 2024.
Also in the news this morning, Governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Ernest Addison, has revealed that the lack of funds from government affected cleanup of the savings and loan sector. The Bank of Ghana in 2017 commenced cleanup of the banking sector, targeting institutions that breached various laws covering the banking sector. Now, it was supposed to move the action to the savings and loan sector, but that was put on hold. However, the governor has said steps have been taken to ensure the banking sector does not suffer despite some challenges.
The reason their licenses have not been revoked is that the government does not have the resources to refund, the deposits to the depositors. It's as simple as that. So once that budgetary issue is resolved, that problem will be taken care of. We've been waiting for 3 years to get the budgetary resources to solve that problem. We've not had the resources to do it.
But whilst you don't get that money again, what is the Bank of Ghana doing to contain the contagion effect, because it has ripple implications for the industry?
Fortunately for us, these are not systemic institutions when you look at their sizes and the amount exposures that they have there, and therefore really will not have a systemic impact on the financial sector. We would have wished that we had the resources so that we would have fully completed, the cleanup on the SDI side, but we didn't.
You heard Governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Ernest Addison. Now, offering the best value for your money without compromising on quality, that has been the strategy of one of Ghana's leading auto repairs business, Icon Autotech. The Joy Business van is in the Tema Industrial Hub to learn how the automotive business is taking complexity out of car repairs. Take a listen. Being different and having a niche is a great thing in business. It works to the advantage of the business and helps reach clients. Isaac Nate knows this too well. When he set up his auto repairs business, Icon Autotech, he decided he would be different, and that is paying off. And as Isaac tells me, it's not often the business itself that makes a company unique. It's the people, their approach, and the intangible elements.
This work, you can know the job, but if you don't have the right equipment, you will still fail. If you have the right equipment and you don't have the right engineers, you still fail. So I decided to kind of invest in the personality, which is a human resource, and then equipment.
That's been the emphasis for Isaac since 2003, when he decided to embark on this journey. Alright, full episode 1 p.m. right after the Joy Business Report, 5 p.m. on Business Live on the Joy News channel. Before we go and look at the markets for you this morning, on the commodity market, crude oil going up, selling at $77 a barrel. Gold dropped marginally to $2,647 an ounce. Cocoa trading at $11,210 a ton after losing more than $100. On the currency market, dollar going for 15 cedis 47 pesos. That's what forex bureaus are offering their clients. A British pound 19 cedis 30 pesos. The euro 16 cedis 15 pesos. Commercial banks selling the dollar at 14 cedis 65 pesos. More news on our website, myjoyonline.com/business. My name is Daryl Crow. Thanks for listening. The Super Morning Show continues with Kojo Yankson and the team. Here he is.
Yes, here I am. Charlie.
Okay.
Under this new dispensation, dear Charlie, some things. Okay, so I have the song.
Okay.
They wanted me to play some Celestine Donko song, but this song, I love it.
Okay.
It's been playing in my head since I caught it on the radio a few days ago.
What song is that?
Well, it's this one by Justice from Stars of the Future, featuring Kwabena.
All right.
It's called Thank You. for about 3-4 days now. Love it. Thank You by Justice featuring Kwabena.
Yeah, it's a good song.
Yeah, I like it.
At the time that it was released, I used to play it like almost every day. Yeah, I like that song. But I'm happy that you since you moved from other to Christian, enjoy songs.
the next, that is if you still maintain the position. Before the next census
is moved from
Christianity would have regained one more individual.
Oh, no, now the angels in heaven are excited because one man is giving his soul to Christ
in the interim.
Not in the interim. I think this is permanent.
Yes. We are praying so.
Could you welcome?
We are praying and fasting with you.
Welcome to the family.
Yes.
You, the saints, are welcoming.
Oh,
we are no
saints.
saints.
Christ in you. Christ in you. No. But it's work in progress.
Well, of course.
Yes.
Nobody is going to pretend.
Yeah. We are not perfect.
No, we are not.
Yeah.
Even though we are not part of those who say.
You are not even in the on the list. See, we are roaming in other.
Yes. So now we would do the baptism.
Yes.
Because of where you church.
Because there's no record
because of where you
of
go to church, we do the baptism.
Yeah.
Because there's no record of the confirmation.
Yes.
No,
let's not go there.
Let's not go there.
Since we admitted you, all things are new.
So let's do the baptism.
All things are past. Yes, you say when a man comes into Christ.
You know, in the church of
this is spiritual victimization.
No, because you know in the Methodist church, when you are doing your confirmation, when they mention your name, you respond with what we used to refer to as memory verse.
Oh yeah.
So we mention your name, Winston Amwa. Then I come with 1 Corinthians chapter 6 verse 19 to 20. Don't you know your body is the temple of the Holy Spirit who lives in you and was given to you by God? You do not belong to yourself, but you belong to God. He bought you for a price. So use your body for God's glory.
Amen.
This was indeed memory verse. But could you kind of boss
25th December.
Do you remember your own?
John chapter 3 verse
16. Boss.
Let's get to our Drive Safe campaign.
Certainly. And it's brought to you by Joy News and the Multimedia Group and supported by Toyota Superior Quality. I think for some people, this is the first time they'll be going to work. Yes, because there was a holiday yesterday and they knew that last week was going to be. And for some, I don't know if they qualify to be called public servants or civil servants. I know some offices are depleted of all political appointees previously.
How does that work?
No.
Yeah, like I'm trying to understand even the legality of it. Right?
Ideally, civil servants, you stay put.
Yeah.
You do not have any such linkages. Yes, those ones is not a problem. But I'm talking about, some people who came in with government.
Yeah, but there was actually a Supreme Court ruling.
Yes.
It was a Supreme Court ruling.
Yes.
To the effect that the CEOs were not part of those who leave. You remember that ruling?
Yeah.
Except that some of the CEOs themselves know that their tenure is out. Their tenure is over.
Yeah.
So they are leaving.
And also because of how we have converted the recruitment into some levels. So let's be fair. Those Clockstack has complained for God knows how long. We appoint, if you appoint, not from what they call the institution, but from the office of the president, somebody who is director of communications or public relations officer for, say, Ghana Gas, it is sensible to expect that the person is being seen as a direct political appointment unrelated to the public service or civil service. So the person will have to follow, which is problematic sometimes. And again, there are some of the other groups too, where they pluck them from and how they give them. But if the public servant is everyday communications officer for party, deputy actively engaged in partisan communication, whichever, those ones, they will be problematic responses to them.
So when I ask how does it work legally, what I'm even wondering is this. I mean, John Mahama is going to take some time to do his own appointments, right? So if, say, you were appointed as a public relations officer for Ghana Gas, right, and it was, as you say, a political appointment, does it mean that today you just stop going to work? So Ghana Gas today will not have a public relations officer? Is that what it is? And Ghana Gas will operate without a public relations officer until John Mahama decides that there must be a new one, or until the Public Services Commission goes through employment processes to appoint one. Like, what is the legality of this, that you can just get up and decide?
Oh yes, you
don't.
Not going to work. Why? They're not under any compulsion to go to work.
I'm with you, but the question is that. So does that mean that the employment that you were under,
you suspected the source,
and would they stop paying you?
Yes,
is that what
they should stop paying you.
So this month they will not get their salary.
Yes, you shouldn't get your salary.
So how does the controller even know who is politically appointed and who is?
So you see, I just went for that story, and this is a story from 2019 that says that government can't sack CEOs. Supreme Court declares.
Yes.
And so it's on a graphic online that says, in a unanimous decision, a 7-member panel of the court presided over by Justice Sophia Akufu held that per Article 190 Clause 1B of the 1992 Constitution, public corporations were part of the public services of Ghana, and therefore such persons were public service officers whose appointments were protected by the Constitution. According to the court, the appointments of such persons, such public service officers, were governed by Article 195 of the Constitution, and the removal of such public officers, the court held, must therefore be done in accordance with the terms and conditions of their contracts of engagement, or it must be justified as stipulated in Article 191 of the Constitution. It says, and it continues, and says that by this decision, the Supreme Court has repealed the section of the Presidential Transition Act, Act 2012, Transition Act 2012 Act 845, which terminated the appointments of the Chief Executive or Director Generals of public corporations, statutory boards, and authorities upon the assumption of office of a new president. And there's a quote here. To the extent that Section 14 of the Presidential Transition Act, Act 845, requires the Chief Executives or Director Generals, however described, of public boards or corporations to cease to hold office upon the assumption of office by a person elected as President of the Republic of Ghana, the same is hereby declared to be unconstitutional and void for being in contravention of Articles 190 and 191 of the Constitution.
I mean, there are aspects to this thing that I don't understand. So, for example, MCEs, DCEs. Now, none of our local authorities have MCEs or DCEs from today. Is that what it means?
No, they still do. They still do.
In fact, remember Mills' time?
He asked them to continue for 3 months.
Yes, to stay on until you are replaced.
Yes.
And ideally, you should not have a problem staying on. But we can separate those ones again from, for example, CEOs. The people that go through the Public Services Commission, you know, some of these Ghana Gas, GMPC and co. You go to Public Service Commission, they endorse your appointment. Then you are seen as a public servant for some of the institutions. Now, these state corporations will run, and they don't work out immediately. Some of them know that they will not be there for long, but they don't work out immediately. They just find very good reason to engage you, like what happens even at the central bank, for example. When they want to change them, sometimes you stay on for a while. They go through all the processes and say, no, you still should go away. That is what we do. And frankly, some of these are not the very best of decisions. The problem has always been, and the grouping that have been working in that sector complains a lot, that even if you want to recruit partisan people to positions and they are qualified for it, do it not in a way that suggests that you are just clearing and replacing.
Okay. So what apart from the ministers, right, who obviously they were appointed politically,
their tenure is ended.
Their tenures have ended. Apart from them, like someone who was appointed to be, head of some commission or why would that person not come to work this morning? That's the thing I'm wondering about.
Oh no, they'll go to, some of them will go to work.
Yes.
There are some who've also indicated, for instance, Joe Anoche has indicated he's proceeding on leave.
Okay.
He's indicated he's proceeding on leave.
Well-timed leave.
He's gone. Okay. Terminal leave. I mean, leave prior to retirement or prior to decision not to come back. But this is it. So others would also show up. There are those who would show up, and some of whom maybe, you'd have party guys going in there asking them to leave the office. That's the problem.
Ridiculous.
But this is it. At some point, we've always said that at some point, some of these things must stop. And in fact, it's part of the reason I was happy when the NDC didn't pay the NPP back with the, second deputy speaker bit. I said that, look, at some point, some of these things would have to stop. And interestingly, the counsel for the plaintiff is the Director of Legal Services for the NDC, Eduji Tamaklu. He took this case to court.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But the Supreme Court also says that if you want to terminate the appointment, you must follow the terms and conditions of the appointment.
True.
So under the terms and conditions of the appointment, there could be ways that the appointments can be terminated. All the Supreme Court has said is that it doesn't mean that automatically they lose their position.
Yeah.
So what would happen, what may happen, is that some of these persons would have their appointments terminated based on the conditions under which they were appointed, which some of us may not know.
Yes.
I mean, the boards would know the conditions under which they were giving appointment. The Public Services Commission would know. They'll look at it. They'll look at conditions under which they can terminate the appointments, and that would happen.
This ruling apply to board members as well? Or?
Yes, actually, the main contention then was over board members. Yeah. You know, it followed the earlier Sam Okujeto case at the Bank of Ghana. Yeah, it was. In fact, he narrowed it there for conversations on that. We should have such systems built up over the years, so that we are not just if we think we put the right person in there, we should not have difficulties. And government, new or old, should take advantage of the skills that other people have. You get my point?
Yeah.
Because this idea that we run the country with half of the country and the rest of the skills are asked to go and sit home until a certain time in the future, or devise all their skills into sabotaging or subverting the current government, it's not the very best in nation building.
And I mean, the theory of it, any leader who ascribes to that, who only appoints people from within his party, that person is actually signaling to the nation that they are not about fixing problems and they are just about, rewarding friends. Because it's not possible that every expert in the country belongs only to your party. It's not possible.
You know the challenge in all of this, because you're very right. But Raymond, for those of us who've monitored presidential party primary, whenever they go campaigning, Kojo, they promise the women organizers that if we come, you will be the school feeding coordinator. They promised the youth organizer. In the past, they used to promise them NYEP coordinator. It became JIDA coordinator.
Yeah.
Now it's YEA coordinator.
Or NADMO.
NADMO is for regional organizers. It's for organizers.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
You see, so that person is working, and you've heard Ken Thompson say this 1,001 times. Anybody who gets a position in government thinks it's a reward for what he did in the past.
True.
Because once they go around, they make these promises. And so you hear people saying there are over 50,000 positions to be filled. 50,000. To the extent that you have, we saw it where the presidency issued a letter appointing, communications director for the Ghana National Gas Company. How in God's name does that work? Anyway, let's learn how to say it right. We can learn how to say it right.
And that role you occupy coterminously with.
But
you occupy coterminously with. Can you believe that with Deputy Director of Communications of Party?
Yes.
Then you are also head of communications at a state institution like that.
So that's a problem. Say It Right is brought to us by Kingdom Books. At Kingdom, quality and affordability are their hallmarks, and Societe Generale Bank Ghana, the future is you.
And we'll come back to Say It Right later on the show. Right now, though, the news review is brought to you by Syntex Tank, you're stronger, you're tough, and Access Bank, more than banking.
Now, let me give you what the Ghanaian Times is saying this morning. Swearing in ceremony with exceptional grandeur. Okay, so people have actually started bringing to light the very fact that Chief Justice Tokunu swearing in Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman into office. Some have said we should recognize that this is an all Wesley girls affair. And at some point in time, yes, out of the four most important persons in this republic,
number 2 and number 4.
True. From a single school. Yes. What is left is national science and math quiz. What is left is national science and math quiz. Clearly. The feat was clear, but the other talking point, though, it's also to do with dawn of a new era. There is hope on the horizon, JM assures. And I have heard more about the man's outfit than sometimes even the speech you made and the details of the speech. It was an exceptional one. I was particularly interested in, I put on Facebook that which tailor could do the same for me if there were no intellectual property concerns. Because sometimes
you want to wear some.
Yeah, why not?
Go and see Bondana.
I wanted a
Bondana from
I wanted
Ghana.
one Indomie. You know, yeah.
You know, the the good thing about that is that this is made in Ghana. But today, if you go to Bondana, my guy,
it will be too expensive. The man will do things.
You know,
he will not engage with the masses. I mean,
that the
clearly,
person who made it?
Yeah, that's the guy who made it.
No, so
I mean, yesterday we spoke to him on Joy News. On,
True.
Prime, Joy News Prime, and I listened to him, telling Carlos Calonion how he went about it and everything. I watched him. I mean, I'd love to wear something like that, except that.
But take your time. I know that women in general, when they see other women wear certain designs, they actually take pictures of it, send it to their designers, and ask them to do so for them.
So that's what you want to do?
That's what I wanted to do, but I wanted to look for designer first. Yes, yeah. But I didn't have that kind of ability in the first place. So let's get it clear. So that's the story. The other one is 9th Parliament takes off. 275 MPs sworn in at Blekuma North Resort pending. And support President Mahama to reset Ghana. Tinubu of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, who was the guest speaker at this event, is the one speaking to the people there. I'm sure we will break down the Mahama speech.
We'll do that.
And we'll get subsequently. So, yes, this is what the entire Ghanaian Times is all about.
The new finder says employment skills development critical pillars of my administration's economic policies. President Mahama declares, and ensure your money works for you. That's according to your good friend, Professor Adair Raymond.
Okay.
Ensure that your money works for you. Of course, your money should work for you.
Wonderful.
And Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Park, unique treasure for Africans and the world. That's it.
All right.
Then you find out.
The online review now brought to you by Zenith Bank in your best interest and Goyle Good Energy. Goyle Yenara India.
So, dear valued customer, Happy New Year from all of us at Zenith Bank as we welcome 2025. We extend a heartfelt appreciation for your loyalty and support. We remain steadfast in our commitment to providing innovative banking solutions and delivering exceptional services that exceed your expectations. We wish you a year of growth, prosperity, and shared achievements. Let's make this year extraordinary together. Zenith Bank in your best interest.
All right, Herbert.
Now, Good Energy brings you Go Super XP. This is the ideal choice for most vehicles. It is flowing at many gas stations in the country. Just go fuel up your vehicle and enjoy the smooth ride with all the benefits. Go Super XP is quality and gives you the correct choice when buying regular fuel. Go Super XP is fortified with a special additive that gives longevity to your engine and makes your engine perform to the max using fuel. And it is also, minimal and suitable for most vehicles. As you journey the road, look out for the Go stations with the Go Super XP sign and go fuel up. Go Super XP. What failure? Ube feely. Go Good Energy. Jena idea.
Okay then. So here we go. Herbert Crapper says, keep the lights on as we did. You're in government. This is in response to John Jinapo's admonition that the lights might go off because we have only about 2 days worth of crude oil left for the power plants. He says, well, they left enough light crude for Sen Power and enough heavy crude for AXA. And that all that has to happen is the new government should buy more fuel. So go and read more about it.
So two people sit on the same committee, transition committee.
Yeah.
And yet their outcome or their report from the same committee's work is very separate and different.
Oh yeah.
All right. But if we get into doom, so we'll know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay then. So, BBC News now brought to you by Fidelity Bank, believe with us, and Old Mutual, 10 years of greatness in Ghana, here for a lifetime.
For decades, we have helped businesses connect with their trade partners all over the globe. From Ghana to Burkina Faso, Cote d'Ivoire, Benin, Togo, Senegal, China, Morocco, France, Netherlands, and many other countries. We have made it possible to bring Ghana to the world. We have brought small and medium businesses closer to their customers across the regions in Ghana with our SME support facilities. We have brought relief and smiles to the faces of families with our employee personal loans. With our cutting-edge technology and digital support, we take the burden of complex thinking off you, making life simple. That is who we are, as close as a partner. Bank of Africa. We are indeed the African bank with the global reach.
For over 60 years, Good Energy has served you top quality fuels. Goil brings you Super XP for a smooth ride. It is available in Goil stations nationwide. Goil Super XP is fortified with special additives which help your engine perform better and use less fuel. Goil Super XP is quality fuel, the ideal choice for most vehicles. Energize your ride with Goil Super XP. Who feel ya? Huh? Who be feel? Good energy. Yeah,
The festive season is here. You know what that means. Groceries, bills, and so many unplanned expenses. But don't panic. There's a cool new feature on Haptel you have to know about. It's called Pay Small Small. Yes, like the name says, Pay Small Small. It's Ghana's first widely and instantly available buy now, Pay Small Small service. With Pay Small Small, you can buy food, groceries, airtime, and pay all your bills without paying the full amount upfront. So this festive season, you're sorted. Pay a small fraction of what you're buying now and spread the rest into 3 weekly payments. All you need is your Ghana card to activate it and you're set. It's the perfect solution to keep your pockets in check this festive season and beyond. So don't wait. Go to your Haptel app now and choose Pay Small Small as your payment option. Haptel is everything you.
Yafini give us the vibe. Now, Inshona Chile makes you thrive.
Yes, so it's time to enjoy, Charlie. Buy or renew your motor insurance and boom! Free fuel coupons and airtime for your sweat. Who don't like enjoyment?
From January to June 2025, Enterprise Insurance gives you more reasons to smile on the road. Insure today and enjoy free fuel coupons for your car and airtime for your phone.
Free fuel? Airtime too? Hey! Enterprise Insurance, always your advantage.
Insure not Chile. It's simple. Insure and enjoy. Ready to secure your peace of mind and experience the fastest claims payment? Visit any of our branches or agency outlets nationwide. Connect with your insurance broker or enjoy the convenience of buying your insurance online through the Enterprise Advantage app today. Terms and conditions apply.
Enterprise, your advantage.
Dear business owner, congrats on not giving up on your business. You deserve a medal, and your business deserves to be taken to the next level. In fact, it's about time you run a Zenith Bank SME account so you and your business can enjoy the perks of the Zenith SME Business Card. Oga and Oga Madam status.
The Zenith SME Business Card is a Visa debit card for making secure payments for goods and services. Enjoy great benefits such as free customized digital SME training, free marketing toolkits, access to Visa practical skills training, and more. Unlock the potential of your business today. Visit any Zenith Bank branch nationwide and sign up for the Zenith SME Business Card, the ultimate payment solution for SMEs. For more information, visit www.zenithbank.com.gh or call 0302 680-884 or 0307-086-370. Zenith Bank, in your best interests.
Service.com or wherever you get your BBC podcasts. At 8:30 GMT, Business Daily.
Dock workers on the US East Coast are trying to fight automation in their container terminals, saying jobs are threatened by machines. So what's the picture like where they've already been automated, and how are other ports planning for the future?
This is the BBC World Service, the world's radio station.
Hello and welcome to Newsday on the BBC World Service with Ione Wells and James Copnell. Our top story today.
Homes and cars have set on fire and tens of thousands of people have been ordered to evacuate because of wildfires around Los Angeles. A clear message from the governor there.
Many structures already destroyed, and the fact that people were still not evacuated is a reminder of how serious this moment is.
Donald Trump says he wants to take control of the Panama Canal and Greenland. Does he mean it?
14,000 rescue workers have been deployed to Tibet because of the earthquake. It's now a race against time and freezing conditions. Hundreds have been rescued as the search for quake survivors continues.
And we'll look at whether AI could help breast cancer be detected more efficiently and help reduce the workload for radiologists. Sports and business too, but first, this bulletin of the latest world news.
Hello, I'm Chris Barrow with the BBC News. A state of emergency has been declared in Los Angeles as a wildfire continues to spread in the US city's outskirts. In the affluent area of Pacific Palisades, more than 30,000 people have fled their homes. The ferocious blaze between Santa Monica and Malibu has already burned through 12 square kilometers. David Latt was forced to evacuate from his home in the Pacific Palisades.
The problem here is extreme wind coupled with no rain for half a year. So the conditions are primed for a very difficult situation. We were ordered to evacuate, and the communication was extremely good. We received texts, messages saying you must evacuate immediately. And I have to say, our mayor, Karen Bass, had prepared for the situation by assembling material and personnel. So they were in the area, so the response was very quick.
More than 14,000 rescue workers have arrived in Tibet in China to search for survivors of Tuesday's powerful earthquake. At least 126 people have died, but an unknown number are unaccounted for. Temperatures at night dropped to minus 18 degrees Celsius. Experts say people trapped or without shelter are at risk of hypothermia. Professor Bishal Nat Upreti is president of Nepal's Center for Disaster Management.
The problem with the Tibet rural, as well as anywhere in the Himalaya, all the way from Pakistan to Afghanistan to Nepal and Bhutan and Sikkim, all these Indian parts are, the rural houses are very, very weak. They are all stone buildings, 1 or 2 story buildings. So whenever we have an earthquake, even a small earthquake can destroy a lot of houses and can kill people.
Members of the public have been filing past the coffin of the former US President Jimmy Carter, who's lying in state in the Capitol Rotunda. Mr. Carter's funeral will take place on Thursday. Earlier, his casket, draped with the US flag, was carried up the steps into the Capitol building after a 21-gun salute. The former president died at the age of 100 in late December. Donald Trump's latest expansionist foreign policy statements have drawn the ire of countries affected, including Canada, Panama and Denmark. The Panamanian Foreign Minister Javier Martinez Acha said the sovereignty of the Panama Canal was non-negotiable.
Nuestro canal tiene la misión de servir a la humanidad.
Our canal has the mission to serve humanity and its trade. That's one of the values that Panamanians offer to the world, giving guarantee to the international community not to take part, nor be an active part of any conflict. The only hands that control the canal are Panamanian, and it will continue to be so.
World news from the BBC. A court in Thailand has issued an arrest warrant for an alleged hitman after a Cambodian former politician was shot dead in Bangkok. Lim Kimya, who was 74, was killed by a gunman on a motorbike after arriving from Cambodia. Rights groups are calling it a political assassination. The sister of the OpenAI chief executive, Sam Altman, has filed a lawsuit alleging that he regularly sexually abused her. Ann Altman says the abuse, including rape, happened between 1979 and 2006 and started when she was 3 and her brother 12. Saranjana Tewari has been assessing Mr. Altman's response.
The lawsuit was filed on the 6th of January in a U.S. district court in the Eastern District of Missouri. That's where they grew up. He's put out a joint statement on the social media platform X with his mother and two brothers. He denied the allegations, saying all of these claims are utterly untrue. Miss Altman has previously made similar allegations against her brother, but of course Mr. Altman is one of the technology world's most high-profile figures, so there will be a lot of attention on where this potential trial goes.
A study suggests the possible health benefits of coffee depend on when you drink it. The researchers studied 40,000 US adults for a decade. During that time, morning coffee drinkers were 16% less likely to have died than people who drank no coffee. Those who drank the beverage throughout the day, however, didn't enjoy any similar reduction in risk. A 23-year-old hiker missing for almost 2 weeks in Australia's snowy mountains has been found alive. Hadi Nazari was hiking with friends in the Kosciuszko National Park when he split from the group and failed to return to a meeting point. The 13-day search involved more than 300 people, including specially trained bushwalkers. That's the latest BBC News.
You are starting life, you want financial freedom, you know where to go. For your child's education, financial freedom, we got solutions just for you. For your retirement plan, employee wellness and benefits. Old Mutual, your preferred insurer. Old Mutual is the best.
What are you waiting for? Come and join us. Call us on 030-7600. Old Mutual. Do great things every day.
Do great things every day. Do great things every day.
Have you ever thought one click could expose your data, or a simple message could drain money from your Momo account? In today's digital age, information is power and protecting it is essential. At Academic City, our MSc in cybersecurity equips you to code, shield and excel, providing the expertise to protect data and defend against cyber threats. Apply now for our January 2025 intake. Visit act.edu.gh or call 0262 693870 to secure your future. Academic City, educating future-ready leaders.
After a long flight, Safari Homes gives you the peace to unwind. A short drive from the airport, convenient for all. For nature lovers, Safari Valley Resort is a hidden gem, surrounded by lush greenery and luxury amenities. A place where you can truly escape. Now for water adventure, Aqua Safari Resort has it all. Jet skis, canoe rides, kayaking, and a visit to the estuary. And for more excitement, Safari Eco Park is the perfect place to get closer to some amazing animals.
Visit Safari World in Ghana, together bringing you closer to nature.
What if we told you that your next adventure is just a tap away? That's right, with Republic Bank Visa Credit Card, it's your time to win a staycation at some of Ghana's luxury beach resorts, 5-course dinner, a full-day spa service, or the ultimate, an all-expense paid trip to Dubai, the city of gold. Every tap brings you closer to winning in the Top Win and Fly with Republic Bank promo. Whether it's Infinite, Adishi, or Classic Credit Card, just keep tapping to win. New customers are welcome. This promo is regulated by the National Lottery Authority on the Caritas Lottery platform. Terms and conditions apply. Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Coffee in your cup and Joy on the set. The Super Morning Show is always the best bet on Joy 99.7 FM.
Very soon. This
is what I've been trying to.
The song is very soon, not heaven.
Heaven,
very soon.
Heaven, I'm right here.
I
what do you mean?
The title is very soon.
But heaven,
very
right.
soon we go pop champagne.
No, but heaven, I'm right here. I want to understand. A bad dog said, "I what do you mean? Heaven, I'm right here." And I what do?
Okay. Heaven no one right here, no.
And I what do?
Okay, no. Machilia.
I what do you mean?
Yes.
So if you are. Chilling will be that your temperature is reduced.
So it's a play on words.
Okay.
He's trying to say that he's been chilling so much that he's actually, cold.
Okay, so what?
So that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
So so chilling. If you chill,
your temperature reduce heavily.
But the chilling here is not weather.
No, it's enjoyment.
The chilling here is enjoyment.
Heaven, no.
Heaven, no.
You know when I heard the song first, I told you I thought it was some gospel song. Though. Yes, because I was hearing heaven. I was
but also very soon we go pop champagne.
That is not Christ-like at all.
Popping champagne.
Yes.
Oh, why? Celebration is Christ-like.
Yes.
Didn't Jesus, pop wine? No, I mean this is scriptural.
He turned water into wine.
Precisely.
People needed it.
Yeah.
But I didn't pop anything. Well, don't come and say.
What do you mean by
there is no way in the Bible that Jesus popped something.
That's because they weren't, storing them in corked bottles at the time.
I hear you.
Storing them in barrels, but he popped some barrels. Anyway, certainly yesterday was a day for popping champagne amongst the new government, and they were certainly pleased with the outcome of things. Big parties all across the city. Let me say a quick good morning to Solomon Owusu. You remember him, the mining gentleman from the United States who asked a question of former president, of the former senior minister about Aisha Huang, you remember. Anyway, Solomon Owusu is in the mining sector. He invited me to an event I couldn't attend yesterday. So apologies, Solomon, but thanks for the invitation. And
it was also a party.
I don't know.
Victory party.
I don't know. I suppose.
Okay.
I couldn't attend.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway. Today we've got lots to talk about.
Hopefully, all those who are part of the parties have come to work this morning.
Hopefully.
Yes.
There aren't any hangovers from popping champagne.
Not at all. There's work to be done as a people.
Absolutely.
We should put our wheels to the shoulders to the wheel and please get on with it.
There is a promise to reset.
Yes.
It must start from today. Mm-hmm. Yes. Well, the president said a lot. Let's remind ourselves of some of the key moments from that speech.
Your courage to bring change will not go in vain. Our nation was born with much promise. That promise would seem hazy and in doubt now because of all that has happened in the past. But I urge you, my fellow countrymen, not to be sucked into a state of perpetual pessimism. For some time, our country has urgently needed leadership with an unwavering desire to get things done. I, with all humility, assent that I intend to be that leader with your cooperation and your help. The last few years, we have lurched from crisis to crisis, but there is hope on the horizon. Today should mark the beginning of a new opportunity, an opportunity for us to make a difference in our governance and our economic management. We shall reset our dear nation, Ghana. Business leaders and entrepreneurs, I invite you to support this new model and join me in shaping a business environment where creativity thrives and where the fruits of your investments contribute to the collective welfare of our nation. Your role in driving our economy forward cannot be overstated. Your innovation and dedication will be a backbone of our success story. And I pledge to you that we would look at the tax regime and rationalize them so that they are more transparent and fair. Members of the business community, I assure you, Ghana is open for business again.
Someone said we're open for business, so you better be at work this morning.
Except that Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, immediate past president of the Republic. Hey, it sounds strange, Papa. 1 day difference, right?
Former President Akufo-Addo.
Yes, immediate past president of the Republic, because now there are plenty former presidents.
And there are 2 former President Akufo-Addos.
I'm not sure. Oh, yes. So that's what I'm saying. The immediate past president of the Republic of Ghana, William Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, also said the same thing about Ghana being open for business.
Yes.
In fact, he said now Ghana is open for business.
Yes.
Except that it ended up being a plethora of taxes, confusion about taxes, and also that business climate became a terrible space. And maybe I reached a point, even the AGI stopped publishing their business barometer. But we know on the ease of doing business reports, before it stopped being published, we were doing poorly over the period. I hope it is not just words. And that's Mahama is in a unique position. Once in a lifetime opportunity to come back. So everybody in this world would hope that he has seen and corrected and understand what happens. So we do not expect that he will be in the same what they call it, I talk but little delivery that our politicians have been known for. This is a very important time. If you say we are open for business, it should reflect in the records. It should reflect on the ground. It should reflect your taxation. It should reflect on your ease of doing business. In fact, it should reflect in the standardizations that we have in this country. It should reflect in how government officials, from GRA straight down to whoever is in whichever quarter at the Registrar General's office, behave. We are not going to have room for government says something, president says something very nice, then on the ground it is 2x4 things they are doing. Everybody is confused about the structures, and only a few people are enjoying the largesse of state. That will not be justice. That will not be a fair society. He, more than any other person, because I'm sure if Akufo-Addo came back to president, he might things will change. So you have that unique opportunity of changing some of the things that have gone wrong in this state. And I'm just hoping that if you say we are open for business, we are truly open for business and not open for more corruption.
Well, all Ghanaians would wish the John Mahama administration the best. And this is the reason. The reason is simple. If the country thrives, we would benefit.
Yep.
So this is it. If we're open for business and he has a 120-day pact with the people of Ghana, I say we all know where the world is going. I'm happy he talks about AI and all of that. But also, one of the most important things, and you see, when the Burkina Faso president, the head of state of Burkina Faso, was introduced, I'm sure you heard the cheers amongst the crowd, Raymond. You heard people, cheering him on, because people can see what he's doing in his country. That today, Ghana still imports tomatoes from Burkina Faso.
Can you believe that?
Yes. If we're open,
that's really why they were cheering, because of the tomatoes.
So now the price will go down.
They were cheering because they could see what he's doing, and they can see the programs that he's put in place when it comes to agricultural development in his country. People can see what he's doing. Because,
frankly, let me not interrupt. I had a problem with that. I had a problem with this fantasization and projecting, what they call it, people who have gone through power through unconstitutional means as solutions, as all of the other things required. It doesn't bode well for what we advance in our part of the world. And I agree that it is a clear-cut indication that some of the other guys on the other side who have been democratically elected have been very abysmal in their performance. But I fear you get the point.
Yes, but
the clamor says a signal that we should not be very excited about.
You fear that. The reality, though, is that today a lot more people are open to that kind of governance than they were in the past.
Afrobarometer actually indicates
has given us that indication. It's giving us that indication because they have seen what others who have come through that means are doing. But my point is simply this. Let the new government, it talks about, an improved business environment. Ghanaians would want to see an era where everybody, irrespective of where you're coming from, irrespective of which party you belong, which ethnic group you belong to, you can do business and do business with a free hand. That's what people want to see.
Yeah. Look, to wrap it up.
Let me finish.
Certainly.
What people would want to see is that all the government programs that you talk about do not only become programs meant for party loyalists. All people want to see is that as president as 4th president of the 4th Republic and 6th president of the 4th Republic, you have the benefit of hindsight. You've been president before. You've been president that many Ghanaians said underperformed, and so go and sit in the house. But subsequently felt that you will be a better president. So come back and salvage the country. You cannot fail when the people put their trust in you that way.
And if I were John Mahama, seeing how the crowd cheered at the sight of a dictator, it would make me realize just how much is at stake if I fail. Because that was a demonstration of an appetite, like you said, for a different kind of governance, that people would not be so dismissive of it because they think it's working somewhere. That's what that cheer means.
And come to think of it, that gathering was not just everybody. It specially selected people and others.
Precisely. So if that group of Ghanaians think that, you know, the dictator from the north is worth cheering because they think he's achieving results in his country, then as president of Ghana, you must be scared that your failure would have very far-reaching implications, because it would mean a complete loss of hope in the two biggest democratic options we've had in the Fourth Republic. What do you think the third option will be?
No, I get that. Anyway, we are talking about a business environment.
Indeed, and John Mahama says that we are open for business. Well, the last president who said we are open for business didn't tell us that he meant a barber shop, because all we got were haircuts. Anyway, this new president has a lot to say, and we'll be breaking it all down. What was your favorite part of John Mahama's inaugural speech? Tell us. Use the hashtag JoySMS when you post on X, or send it through to 055 1111 997. Thank you.
Wake up to joy, joy, joy. Sunshine and joy in the morning time. Wake up to the Super Morning Show. Yeah. Wake up to joy. Joy in the morning. Yeah. If you're turning on your radio, go for some joy in the morning. On the Super Morning Show.
Welcome to the Joy Super Morning Show.
Now, Kingdom Books continues to give you these amazing discounts, up to 15% on all their furniture, and you can get it in each furniture shop across the country. In Tema, there's one near Community 4. At the head office at Akweje, you get the discounts, as well as in Takrady at Market Circle, in Cape Coast at University Bookshop, on Spintex Road near Absa, at Atomic in the Center Point Mall, in Winneba on University Campus, and at 2 locations in Kumasi, KNUST and Santasi. You can also shop online for these discounts. KingdomStoreOnline.com has them all. Hurry while stock lasts, and if you want to know more, call 050-162-0810 or email info@kingdomgh.com. Kingdom Books and Stationery Limited, where quality and affordability are both assured. Terms and conditions apply.
And from the dreams of youth to the ambitions of adulthood, wherever you are on your journey, starting a career, building a family, growing a business, or planning your future, we're here for your journey. Every goal deserves a chance to flourish, and with hard work, dedication, and a strong belief in yourself, the seed of greatness is within reach. So trust in the journey and understand that Fidelity Bank is with you every step of the way. Together, let's turn your dreams into reality. We're here for your journey. Fidelity Bank, believe with us.
Now, certainly you will know if you've been passing by the various stations. That's Liberation Road, Tesano, Dakuman Link Road, Sakumono, Far Avenue, Oxford Street, Community 1 Stadium, Apremdo, Total Energy service stations. You will know the Bronya Loop Base Special is still ongoing. It's actually ending on the 31st of January. So you can still get adventure of it. I mean, this is once in a lifetime opportunity. All that you need to do when you change your engine oil, you get a free elite car wash to keep your ride sparkling. And if you are using Kodian's V8 there, wonderful. You know, super sparkling.
Pardon?
Yes.
Please,
Yeah.
I drive a Fiat 500X.
Yes.
Yes.
Oral shall review all and tell us the truth. It's like giving your car a holiday makeover. So while preparing to hit the road, make sure your vehicle is ready for the festivities. For more details and updates, visit our website, totalenergiesgh.com. Follow us on social media, Facebook at Total Energies Ghana, X, that's Twitter at Total Energies GH, and also Total Energies GH for Instagram.
Now, if you're wondering where to hold your strategy planning meetings, your board sessions, your staff retreats, really there's only one venue, and it's Safari Valley Resort. Think of the green, serene environment, the accessibility, the meeting room capacity, the flow and layout of space, the room flexibility, the quality of equipment, the staff, and of course the first-class catering services. It's got to be Safari Valley Resort as your first choice. Call them on 0596 914 394. Safari Valley, bringing you closer to nature.
Yes, Raymond, I like the bit about, very soon we'll know.
Yeah, we will know.
It's
called Sumasi Gedie. It will be brought to light. But hopefully it has not become another Sumasi Gedie in the pursuit of Sumasi Gedie. You get our point. Yes, clearly. Okay. We will not entertain that at all.
Okay, let's move on. And the University of Ghana Business School.
When oral goes mute.
The University of Ghana Business School has opened applications for its 1-year Sandwich Masters programs. And so the programs are on offer. MSc Accounting and Finance. Raymond, you want to try that one? MSc, you can try Accounting and Finance. MSc Clinical Leadership and Management, maybe Kojo Yankson.
Yeah.
How about MSc Financial Risk Management? Not a bad one.
Yeah, that might be interesting.
MSc Forensic Accounting and Fraud Examination.
Yes. Oral kind of course,
Yeah. MSc Hospitality and Tourism Management. MSc International Business. MSc Logistics and Transportation Management. MA Marketing Strategy. MA Organizational Leadership and Governance, MSc Procurement and Supply Chain Management, MA Public Sector Management, MSc Public Financial Administration, and MSc Tax Policy and Finance. I like that one.
Tax policy, yeah.
Tax policy and finance. Maybe I'll give it a try. Hey, I have a lot on my hands. Potential applicants and the general public are especially...
Last year you said you would do one. This year I say you have a lot on your hands.
So this year I should try one?
Yes. So that I can wear the Legon at 75 shirt.
Please. I went to the university that produced the first female vice president.
Hey, is that where we have reached now?
That's right. Potential applicants
and the highest ranked university in Ghana.
Please, let me finish.
Yeah, let's get the facts.
Potential applicants and the general public are especially invited to the virtual information session for our postgraduate programs on Thursday, January 16, 2025 at 4 p.m. I'll be at the University of Ghana campus on Wednesday, the 15th of this thing, actually. So the link for the information session can be found on all University of Ghana Business School social media platforms. For more inquiries, kindly visit UGBS website on ugbs.ug.edu.gh or call 0595 508 270. I'll give it a try so I can wear the anniversary cloth.
Brilliant.
No problem.
No, yes. So that I can, identify with the only university in Ghana.
No.
Ghana.
Best University of Cape Coast. Best West Africa. Continue now.
All right. Yeah. Anyway, Ghana, get ready for the biggest giveaway from Syntex Tank. And Syntex is visiting 15 communities, giving them free water. This is say thank you, Ghana, for making us number one. Syntex was the first to introduce double layer tanks in Ghana. Do you also know Syntex tanks come in so many colors and was the first to come out with inner white layer? So when it's not Syntex, forget about it. Absolutely, you need to forget about it. Now, if you're a community and you want to benefit from the Syntex free water giveaway, just log into your social media handles at Syntex Ghana and nominate your community. The more you nominate, the better chances of we coming. Remember, it's Syntex, SINTEX, Syntex tank. No be any tank be tank. The correct tank be Syntex. Syntex, strong, tough.
All right, now conferencing doesn't have to be the same boring routine. The location for your next conference could be both centered and relaxing. Aqua Safari Resort gives you the best of both worlds and more. Let them take the stress out of the process. Just call them on 054 011 0190 and watch your conferences and events effortlessly taken care of. All right, sports coming up, as well as birthdays and more. All of it on your favorite breakfast. Stay with us.
Hey, so as for you, every day you are just pressing your phone. Why? Are they paying you?
They are, Oma.
Eh?
The more I use my MTN, the more points I get. And I can use those points to get airtime, data, and even discounts at shops and restaurants.
Hey, so that is why all of you are always pressing your phones. And you won't tell us, so that we can enjoy some.
Oh, ma.
There's always more to enjoy with MTN Rewards. Just keep talking, testing, and browsing all day, every day to collect your points and use it to redeem amazing offers and discounted freebies right away. There's so much available for you. So dial *550# and get your reward today. Let's go everywhere you go.
Kweku, have you heard what they are doing on MTN?
Imagine a world where your home or business is powered by the sun's boundless energy. Picture your rooftop transformed into a solar sanctuary, radiating with eco-friendly vibes and city-saving brilliance. Well, dream no more. With Standard Chartered's renewable energy loans, you can turn this dream into a dazzling reality. And guess what? Our renewable energy loans come at very low rates. That's right, we are not just offering loans, we are offering the keys to your solar-powered kingdom. Say goodbye to high electricity bills and step into a new world where every watt generated is a step towards a brighter, more sustainable future. So if you're ready to take control of your energy destiny and switch to solar today, give us a shout on any of the following phone lines: 050-153-5789, 050-153-5790, 0244-674154. Let's chart a course for a brighter tomorrow and make your solar dreams shine brighter than ever before. Standard Chartered, here for good.
When you hear that sound, it can only mean one thing. It's the sound of excitement, the sound of milky goodness. It's the unmistakable sound of rich, creamy deliciousness. The sound that lets you know that the original milky richness awaits. The milky richness you can find in every bite of Munchie Milk Shortcake.
With its unique blend of milky richness and carefully selected ingredients, Munchie Milk Shortcake is crafted from an original age-old recipe to delight your taste buds. If you're looking for pure satisfaction and the authentic taste of original milky richness, it's time to grab a pack of your favorite biscuit, Munchie Milk Shortcake, today.
This advert is FDA approved.
All right, birthday messages on the Super Morning Show are brought to you by
MTN. Everywhere you go.
And of course, Bank of Africa, the African bank with global reach. Bank of Africa, as strong as a group,
as close as a partner.
All right, I've got a birthday wish here. I better do this one. It was sent to me by Osofo, so I don't want problems. All right, so today is the birthday of our daughter, Mrs. Litella Ajua Kwanson Thompson. Gratefully join us to thank God for adding another year to her age, and it's from David Wakim Kwanson and family of Dakuman. That's a nice name, Kwanson Thompson. Happy birthday to you. All right then. Any other birthday wishes, or shall we move on with it?
No.
Okay, that was easy. That was quick. The Joy Sports Center is brought to you by
MTN. Everywhere you go.
Standard Chartered Bank, here for good. And if it's football you want, DSTV has got it all. All the leagues, all the cups, all the matches live in HD. This season promises to be exciting. DSTV, your home of entertainment.
And now, folks, enjoy. Imagine a world where your home or business is powered by the sun's boundless energy. I mean, picture your rooftop transformed into a solar sanctuary radiating with eco-friendly vibes and city-saving brilliance. Well, dream no more. With Standard Chartered's renewable energy loans, you can turn this dream into a dazzling reality. And guess what? Our renewable energy loans come at very low rates. That's right. We are not just offering loans. We are offering the keys to your solar-powered kingdom. Say goodbye to high electricity bills and step into a new world where every watt generated is a step towards a brighter and a more sustainable future. So if you are ready to take control of your energy destiny and switch to solar today, give us a shout on any of these numbers: 050-153-5789 or 050-153-5790 or 0244-674-154. And let's chart a cause for a brighter tomorrow and make your solar dreams shine brighter than ever before. Standard Chartered, here for good.
And attention SMEs, is raining free data on Yellow Biz this festive season. Boost your business with MTN Yellow Biz. Yellow Biz is your all-in-one multi-service bundle with everything your business needs. A 4G plus router with free 10 gigabyte data, Microsoft Office 365 with genuine Microsoft applications. WebWiz gives you a customized business website, cloud-based fixed voice line that allows you to use the Yellow Biz number to make and receive calls from anywhere. Dominate the season with advanced tools, a powerful online presence, and a vastly improved customer experience. Best part is, for a limited time, offer between the 13th of December to the 13th of January 2025. MTN is offering you an extra 50 gigabyte free data when you buy Yellow Biz for your business. Just call 100 or 0244-308-111 or email mtnbusiness.gh@mtn.com or come see us in person at any MTN office to purchase your Yellow Biz now. Terms and conditions apply. Okay, time now for the Sports Center. Victor Achu Tamaku.
Thank you, Winston. Good morning, everyone, and welcome aboard to the Joy Sports Center on this beautiful Wednesday morning. There's so much coming up today, including this.
Isak, back to Murphy, into Isak again. He shoots, is saved, the rebound's in. Anthony Gordon couldn't miss, and Newcastle have doubled their lead.
Yeah, he sneaks in round the back post, Gordon, but it's all about Isak there.
Newcastle United beat Arsenal at the Emirates to take control of the Carabao Cup semi-final tie ahead of the reverse fixture. We'll also look ahead to the other semi-final game that takes place later tonight between Tottenham Hotspur and Liverpool. But let's start from the Ghana Premier League, where all of the action is happening even when there are no matches. Now, yesterday we had a response from Dreams FC to a statement that was released on Monday by Accra Lions following the Premier League match that was played at the Tuba AstroTurf on Sunday. Remember that Dreams beat Lions by a goal to 0 in that match week 16 game, and there's some controversial circumstances which led Accra Lions to release a statement on Monday cautioning the Ghana Football Association and stakeholders to act with a sense of urgency to protect the integrity of the sports. They raise issues about the quality of officiating and even the intentions of referee Maxwell Hansen and his assistants on the day. So yesterday, Dreams FC also had their day in court. They were not excited by that statement and essentially ripped apart the case Accra Lions had presented less than 24 hours earlier.
Football clubs all over the world have and will continue to benefit and suffer from refereeing infractions. It is our responsibility as industry players to recognize this fact due to the human nature associated with officiating. We are unaware of any formal complaints lodged against officials in Sunday's game, and not a single incident of poor refereeing has been referenced, further exposing the very questionable motives of our fellow GPL club. This situation, where some Accra Lions officials physically attacked the match officials during the said match, amongst others, leads us to a worrying observation of how Dreams FC have become an easy target for some opposition clubs, primarily due to our association with the president of the Ghana Football Association.
So yes, that's my colleague Ademo Benin Abdul Karim, essentially bringing you the excerpt of that Dreams FC statement that was released yesterday. It's got a lot of people questioning in what capacity did they reply that statement, because you're not the Ghana Football Association and the statement from Accra Lions was not even directed at you. But in the coming days, we should get more clarity, because remember that Accra Lions themselves, as we informed you yesterday, have been charged by the Ghana Football Association for allegedly bringing the image of the game into disrepute by the comments they made on social media while the game was ongoing. They have up until close of business day today to respond to that statement. Let's head to Cape Coast now, where the 2025 Gusa Games are ongoing at the University of Cape Coast. Yesterday was day 3 of the competition, and it produced some interesting results. Here's Joy Sports' Joseph Ainga Walter.
In women's football, the University for Development Studies demolished Akenton Apia Menka University with a commanding 10-0 win. The University of Ghana's men's goalball team edged out host University of Cape Coast in a trailing 25-24 match. In women's handball, the University of Education Winneba dominated UDS with an emphatic 47-22 victory. The UCC women's hockey team triumphant over Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology in a nail-biting penalty shootout, clinching a 6-5 win at the UCC hockey pitch. Later today, Unimac faces Ghana Communications Technology University in men's football, alongside other matches and events across various venues.
That's Joseph Ayenga Walter of Joy Sports. He's been on the beats at the University of Cape Coast, where the Gusa Games are currently ongoing. Let's talk about women's football, because the Ghana Football Association's inability to tie down Black Queens coach Nara Hoptel has raised questions about Ghana's commitment to the women's game. The Swiss refused to extend her contract after it expired last month and has now been appointed as head coach of Zambia, who coincidentally are going to be at the AFCON. The women's AFCON, where the Black Queens are also headed. Former Sports Minister Akua Sena-Danswa believes she did not get the support necessary to make her stay.
Yeah, it's a shame. And it may boil down to interference in her work, one. Then maybe lack of resources. You know, when you compare female football to male football, you can see that almost 90% of the resources allocated to football are channeled into the national teams, national male teams. So maybe she wasn't happy doing her work. She wasn't enjoying patronage and support from the political leadership of Ghana, and that is why she decided to go that way.
Well, Akua Sena-Danswa was speaking to Channel 1 TV. So, still on the theme of coaches and changing jobs. While we're losing our national team coaches, others are also making appointments. I'm talking here about the Nigerian Football Federation, who yesterday announced the appointment of Eric Sekou-Chelle as the head coach of the Super Eagles ahead of the AFCON. The ex-Mali international led his country to a quarter-final place at the Cup of Nations last year and coached in France and Algeria previously. He's 47 years of age and he's been asked to qualify Nigeria to the 2026 World Cup. Meanwhile, the Confederation of African Football has increased the CHAN 2024 winners prize money by 75%, now set at $3.5 million. The total prize money for the competition has also risen by 32% to $10.4 million. The tournament will be held next month in Kenya, Tanzania, and Uganda. Yes, you guys are right. The Black Ghana's CHAN team are not going to be at the tournament because we failed to qualify. Remember, we lost by 3-0 a few weeks ago to Nigeria, and therefore are no longer in contention. Let's head to Europe now, and in England. Alexander Isak's rich goal scoring form continued as he scored and created the second to help Newcastle United take control of their Carabao Cup semi-final with a superb 2-0 first leg win over Arsenal at the Emirates last night. The Magpies have never won the competition, but will make their second final in 3 seasons if they can avoid defeat or lose by a 1-goal margin in the second leg at the St. James Park on the 5th of February. Despite a 2-goal advantage, its access, Arsenal are still in the tie.
No, obviously it's massive. It's a great result. It's only first half, obviously. If we don't go through, then this has no meaning. But yeah, we can't hide from the fact that this is a massive win. I don't think it's too much of an individual thing. I think it's a team thing. I think we've been very consistent in all parts of the pitch, all the way from defending our goal and to create chances as well. But yeah, I certainly feel confident in front of goal.
Let's hear from Arsenal manager now, Mikel Arteta. He said quite a bit, didn't he, last night when they lost. At a point, he blamed even the match ball for it, saying that its aerodynamics impedes or impairs with their capacity to score goals and all of that. Generally, he said the result was not a true reflection of the game.
I don't think so, but it's what it is. It's just half time. It's a lot to play for. We really tried. Obviously, the scoreline should have been very different, hopefully, looking at what we did in the game. But the reality is that we had 23, 25 shots, only 3 on target, and the efficiency of them made a difference because in other aspects of the game, obviously, we were up there.
Later tonight, Tottenham Hotspur will host Liverpool in the other semi-final encounter. Speaking ahead of the game, Spurs manager Ange Postecoglou claimed even in-form Mohamed Salah would struggle at the current Tottenham setup.
You've always got to keep context. I mean, Mo's an unbelievable player, but he's playing in a fantastic team flying at the moment. You know, hazard to say, if you put Sonny in Liverpool's team, I reckon his goal scoring return would be decent. I think people just need to have a little bit of context that, again, Mo's a world-class player, but you put him in our team at the moment, I'm not sure he would have the same impact because of the situation we're in as a group.
Salah is out of contract with Liverpool at season's end, just as is the case with Virgil van Dijk and Trent Alexander-Arnold. But it is the England fullback Trent who has caught a lot of flack for his performance against Manchester United amid suggestions that his head may be not at Anfield. His manager and Slot has leapt to the defence of the player.
I think we were all disappointed, not only Trent, we were all disappointed by the way we played. That was not only Trent, there were more things in the game that we could have done better. Trent didn't play his best game, I said it already, but that's not for the first time in his life. I think he didn't play the best game of his career. He's played so many games well for this club. Now it wasn't his best, like for some others. It wasn't the best game for some others as well.
That game kicks off at 8 p.m. Let's end with tennis, because until a few weeks ago, this was a distant possibility. I'm talking here about the possibility of having Novak Djokovic and new coach Andy Murray practicing together in Melbourne for the first time before the first Grand Slam of 2025 begins on Sunday. That's exactly what is happening. Djokovic is targeting a record-extending 11th Australian Open title and a historic 25th Grand Slam crown. Nick Kyrgios says he's also doing everything he can to be fit for the competition after withdrawing from an exhibition match due to an abdominal pain. So we're waiting to see whether or not Djokovic is going to make history. But yeah, it's refreshing to see him and his coach training together again. And in the Joy Sports Centre.
Thank you. What's Arsenal saying?
Arteta says the aerodynamics of the League Cup match ball is different from the match ball that they are used to.
How different is Arteta when it comes to excuses? When you compare him to Ten Hag, he likes giving excuses.
No, Ten Hag was a professional gaslighter. But Arteta is that guy who comes across as I'm as real as they come. But at the first sign of trouble, he finds a cheap citadel to hide behind. Because look, the question I asked myself when I was watching that interview was that, is the match ball for the Premier League the same as the FA Cup match ball? Is it the same as the League Cup? Is it the same for the Champions League as well? So what? You want... Because these competitions have different sponsors. You are not going to automatically have the same match ball. Puma make their balls differently. As do Adidas, as do Nike. Right? And for me, the issue that even shoots down the whole idea of aerodynamics, whatever is, Newcastle played with the same ball. They didn't give them a custom-made ball to go and play on. It was your home ground.
Every year, every day, he has an excuse.
The reality is this: Arsenal are not good enough.
Oh,
look, no. I always tell people that if you take away the set pieces that they have got, there's nothing else to work with. Now, being good at set pieces in itself is not a criticism. It's not a bad thing. It's actually good, but you need to have something more. Right, you actually have to be good at playing football and not this reductive, perpetually paranoid football that, because when they have the ball, it's as if they are afraid of taking risks.
You know, Arteta, I mean, we end on this. Arteta wants to be like Pep, thinks he's Pep. And
he's more Mourinho than Pep.
And so sometimes he wants to play with a false nine. To be very honest with you.
Force himself into
play
Partey at right back.
I mean, to be very honest with you, I mean, Arsenal strikers, what that guy's name? Gabriel Jesus.
Look, I always tell people that Arteta is more Pep than Mourinho. Just pay attention to where the bulk of his investments on the transfer market to go to. Is it on defenders?
Yeah.
Yeah. And whenever there has to be any tactical tweak to accommodate something, his default disposition is to be defensive. So let me push Partey at right back and add an extra midfielder, so that when we don't have them, we have about 4 defenders and about 5 midfielders on the pitch. League, right now, their last hope of silverware is the FA Cup, and they are not beating Manchester United on Sunday.
That's the FA Cup.
Yeah.
Oh, Sunday.
They are not beating Manchester United.
Sunday, the hammering ball.
Oh, yeah.
Afa.
I'll pick it.
Signal near strong. Thank you very much, Victor Chutamaklu, for joining us with the latest in the world of sports live here on the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7. Let's have a conversation, one in the interest of Mother Ghana. Let's know your assessment of the inauguration ceremony yesterday and the speech of President John Mahama. Get on to X, use the hashtag JoySMS, and then on WhatsApp 05511119997. Social media messages on the Super Morning Show brought to us by EcoBank. A better way, a better Africa. And EcoBank says don't be scammed this festive season. Fraud activities are on the increase as scammers continue to target customers of various banks through phone calls, text messages, and emails to get customers to divulge sensitive information such as password, PIN, card, CVV, OTP, and other personal details. Their ultimate goal is to steal your money, and EcoBank wishes to advise all customers to be extra vigilant and never trust any phone calls, text messages, or emails from anybody posing as an EcoBank staff and assisting customers to update their bank details. Some of them give you the impression that EcoBank will be calling you to ask for your account or card details, or help you link your Ghana card to your bank account, or offer unsolicited assistance. Beware, as these fraudsters will try to gain your trust and persuade you to give out your personal or account details. Protect yourself by never sharing any sensitive details with anyone claiming to represent EcoBank. Always remember that bank account details can only be updated at an EcoBank branch. EcoBank mobile app can only be upgraded at the App Store or Play Store. Linking your Ghana card to your EcoBank account is at any EcoBank branch or at ecobank.com. Do not share your password, PIN, OTP, card information, or any other personal information with anyone, whether remotely or face-to-face. Never give the 16 digits or any number on your bank card to anyone. Avoid any calls or messages that request you to click a link. Report any suspicious SMS, email, or phone call to the EcoBank Contact Center and delete such messages at once. When in doubt or feel insecure, call EcoBank Contact Center on 0800 003 225 on toll free. Stay with us. We'll be right back after these messages here on the Super Morning Show.
EcoBank Mobile to make me say, oh yeah. EcoBank Mobile to make me crazy. Download it and use it. It gon' make your life so easy, yeah. Oh yeah. Download it. You go enjoy it. Hit my Branding check. Hit my Branding check. Come make a download them for you. Cause you can pay bills, you can buy credit, you can pay school fees, even chest tights with the Apple. EcoBank Apple.
Life is easy with the EcoBank mobile app. You can pay your bills, transfer to and from mobile wallet, virtual card creation, transfer to other banks, express account opening, scan and pay, express cash, all at your fingertips with the EcoBank mobile app. You know, it's 5-star life with EcoBank. Can promise.
Right, so welcome back, and thank you very much for staying with us here on the Super Morning Show and on Big Stories this morning, brought to us by Telecel, connecting Energy's latest from your partner for life, and Lancaster University, Ghana, the only British university campus in West Africa. Our focus is on this.
By voting as you did on December 7th, the Ghanaian people conveyed a powerful message, yet often overlooked by us politicians. This message was powerfully emphasized by a giant of American political history, President Ronald Reagan, when he declared at his inauguration some 40 years ago that governments have no power except that granted by the people. Your courage to bring change will not go in vain. Our nation was born with much promise. That promise would seem hazy and in doubt now because of all that has happened in the past. But I urge you, my fellow countrymen, not to be sucked into a state of perpetual pessimism. For some time, our country has urgently needed leadership with an unwavering desire to get things done. I, with all humility, assent that I intend to be that leader with your cooperation and your help.
That's President John Mahama yesterday at his inauguration, asking us not to lose hope as he seeks to reset Ghana. This morning we'll get into that conversation right here on the Super Morning Show. Would love to hear from you, so let's get interactive. But as the season of for connections, joy, and lasting memories just don't run out of data, Telecel Fixed Broadband has an amazing package for you this season, introducing the Too Much Christmas offer, which gives you a whopping 150% bonus data for just 150 Ghana cedis extra on your current plan. More data, more magic. Experience the magic of uninterrupted internet, and which is perfect for all the things you love to do online. Simply dial *900#, visit telecel.com.gh, or download the Telecel Play app to subscribe to the Too Much Christmas offer on Telecel Fixed Broadband today. Telecel, connecting energies. But do you want a British degree at a fraction of the cost? Do you want a vibrant student experience in a community that equips you with useful employability skills, taking you one step closer to the career of your dreams? Enjoy all these and more, plus up to 50% scholarship for your degree at Lancaster University, Ghana. Be taught by the finest faculty trained to UK standards at our campus. For more information, visit lancaster.edu.gh. You can also email us at admissions@lancaster.edu.gh or call us on 0209 607 008. Lancaster University, the only British university campus in West Africa. And it's now time for the fuel station tips, and it's brought to us by the Chamber of Oil Marketing Companies, shaping policy and advancing industry standards. And our tip for today is proper fuel grade. Ensure that the pump attendant uses the correct fuel grade for your vehicle to prevent engine damage and ensure optimal performance. And I take it again, our fuel station tip for today: proper fuel grade. Ensure that the pump attendant uses the correct fuel grade for your vehicle to prevent engine damage and ensure optimal performance. But I definitely want to hear from you this morning. So what's your assessment of John Mahama's speech yesterday at the Black Star Square? Let me just remind you some of the things that John Mahama said yesterday.
To the business leaders and entrepreneurs, I invite you to support this new model and join me in shaping a business environment where creativity thrives and where the fruits of your investments contribute to the collective welfare of our nation. Your role in driving our economy forward cannot be overstated. Your innovation and dedication will be a backbone of our success story. And I pledge to you that we would look at the tax regime and rationalize them so that they are more transparent and fair. Members of the business community, I assure you, Ghana is open for business again.
Ghana is open for business again. They'll look at the tax regime and rationalize it. What are your thoughts? Are you a business owner? What do you make of that? But now time for the Joy Business Minute, brought to us by Consolidated Bank Ghana CBG. We stand with you, and Anointed Engineering Services, the Generator Experts, and Pinnacle Life Insurance, more for your smile.
Hello, welcome to the Joy Business Minute, brought to you by Consolidated Bank Ghana. We stand with you, Anointed Engineering Services Limited, the Generator Experts, and Pinnacle Life Insurance, more for your smile. President John Mahama is asking the business community for support to transform the economy. Mr. Mahama said this in his inaugural speech at the Black Star Square. Meanwhile, the Association of Ghana Industry says it welcomes President Mahama's push for private sector support to help improve the business environment. Governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Ernest Addison, has revealed that the lack of funds from government affected cleanup of the savings and loan sector. And also, the Washington Post has announced it will lay off nearly 100 workers, or 4% of its staff, in an attempt to stem growing losses. And that's the Joy Business Minute, brought to you by Consolidated Bank Ghana. We stand with you, Anointed Engineering Services, the generator experts, and Pinnacle Life Insurance. More for your smile. Good day.
And Anointed Engineering Services Limited is into the sales of ultra-silent fuel-efficient diesel generating sets with sizes ranging from 5 kVA to 3,000 kVA at competitive prices. And for every generator you acquire, you will enjoy a 5-year warranty. They undertake maintenance and repairs of all kinds of diesel generating sets. And their services include 24-hour emergency services, sale of genuine spare parts, reliable rental services, professional advice, sale of tire lights and rental. Locate their latest branches in Bebiani Petroji opposite Bethel School Junction on the main Bebiani Kumasi Highway, and then at Techiman ex-oil filling station on the main Techiman Kumasi Highway, and locate their head office at number 77 Anointed House on the main Odoko Malam Highway near the Odoko traffic light. They also have 18 branches nationwide. And they're into skills training. They have a training school that trains students in generators and plants, auto mechanics, electricals and controls, as well as solar installations. They offer 80% hands-on training and 20% theory. Call them on 0243 480 334 or 0243 690 295. Anointed, the generator experts. So what makes you smile? Is it a time with loved ones, pursuing your passions, or simply enjoying life's little moments? At Pinnacle Life Insurance, we believe that life insurance should do more than just protect your family's financial future. It should also help you live your best life now. Our policies offer comprehensive coverage, living benefits, and rewards to help you make the most of today, because we think of wealth differently. At Pinnacle Life Insurance, we provide solutions that give you more for your smile. More time, more freedom, more joy. For more information on our policies, call us on 0501 451 400 or visit pinnaclelifeinsurance.com.gh. Pinnacle Life Insurance, more for your smile. This is the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM. Stay with us. We'll be right back after these messages.
There's a business in every woman, from the young lady brimming with exciting and novel business ideas to the market queen managing her empire. There's the she architect, quantity surveyor, realtor, business consultant, crafting dreams into reality, and the multitasking mom seamlessly blending work at home. The entrepreneur, meticulously checking stock, to the corporate woman sealing deals on the move. Indeed, there's a business in every woman. Introducing Telecel Women in Business, our initiative to empower women-led and women-owned enterprises. Benefit from tailored activities, networking, business and technical support, free webinars, trainings, and more. To join this initiative, be a female-led business and a Telecel business customer. Visit telecel.com.gh/business to register now.
Telecel, connecting energies.
Are you hoping to start university this January? If you want a British degree from a world-class university at a fraction of the cost, then join Lancaster University Ghana in Accra. With a diverse student community, vibrant campus life, and up to 50% scholarship to support your study, Lancaster University Ghana provides you with a world-class education that creates endless possibilities globally. Don't miss this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Apply to join Lancaster University Ghana, where learners become leaders. Admissions are currently open for our January 2025 intake. Apply now for our foundation program. For more information, contact us at +233 030 221 8989 or send an email to admissions@lancaster.edu.gh. Lancaster University Ghana, the only British university campus in West Africa.
In every corner of Africa, there are stories waiting to unfold. Stories of strength and wisdom woven through time, teaching the next generation, igniting the flame of knowledge, embracing tradition, nurturing dreams, and building legacies. These are the heroines who inspire generations, because W Initiative empowers women to take control and be the architect of their future.
Be part of their legacy. The W Initiative is searching for 100 African women who have inspired their communities. Visit powerofhundred.thewcommunity.com to nominate African women who deserve recognition. Your nomination counts. Access more than banking.
It's the most action-packed
show in town. The hottest music, the best giveaways, the great interviews, and all the laughter and fun you can imagine. Don't miss the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM. It's the best breakfast show in town.
Oh, John never
competitive in your business, then I am happy to remind you that Anointed Engineering Services Limited is still here to serve. We provide homes, offices, and institutions with ultra-silent, reliable, and fuel-efficient diesel generating sets with sizes ranging from 5 kVA to 3000 kVA at unbeatable prices. You also enjoy a 5-year warranty. Anointed Engineering is noted for unwavering 24-hour after-sale emergency service, rental and sale of tire lights and genuine spare parts, undertake repair and maintenance of all diesel generators, and buy back used generators. Sign up today at our training school and gain hands-on experience from our team of professionals on generators, plants, auto mechanics, electricals, controls, and solar installations. Anointed Engineering has 18 branches nationwide. Locate our head office in Accra at number 77 Anointed House on the main Odoko Malam Highway near the Odoko traffic light. Call our hotlines on 0302 324723 or 0243 690295. Also on 0243 480334. Anointed Engineering Services Limited, the generator experts.
I used to stress about where to receive my approach sticker and always used to doubt whether my friend has really sent it.
So I asked a friend of mine and he said his wife used to have similar challenges until she decided to receive money transfers from CBG.
Well, I can relate because now I receive my money from CBG. It's so simple, fast and secure with no delays and no hidden fees. And I must say, life is now feeling good.
Stay connected to your loved ones no matter where they are. With Consolidated Bank Ghana's money transfer services, you can receive money quickly and securely from abroad, whether through MoneyGram, Western Union, PayAngel, TransFast, UnityLink, RIA, EaseRemit, Thunes, TapTap Send, and TerraPay. Cash out your way any day with Consolidated Bank Ghana. Welcome to the good life. CBG, we stand with you.
We stand with
What makes you smile? Is it time with loved ones, pursuing your passions, or simply enjoying life's little moments? At Pinnacle Life Insurance, we believe that life insurance should do more than just protect your family's financial future. It should also help you live your best life now. Our policies offer comprehensive coverage, living benefits, and rewards to help you make the most of today because we think of wealth differently. At Pinnacle Life Insurance, we provide solutions that give you more for your smile, more time, more freedom, more joy. For more information on our policies, call us on 0501 451 400 or visit www.pinnaclelife.com.gh. Pinnacle Life Insurance, more for your smile.
Hello, soldier. I'm hello, soldier. And I won't surrender. And I won't surrender.
Coffee in your cup. Enjoy on the set. The Super Morning Show is all
Well done. I have bad news for you. Just today, the confirmation we are getting is that we have only 5 hours of fuel stock. If you look at heavy fuel oil and distillate fuel, we don't have up to 2 days. And so in 2 days' time, we are likely to run out of fuel. This administration has not ordered any fuel as we speak. And it takes on average 4 weeks for the fuel to arrive and 4 weeks for the fuel to be treated. And so we are in a very serious situation. At the transition, we brought this up. The outgoing administration assured us that they had procured some parcels of fuel. Today, right after President Mahama assumed office, and I served on the transition, my checks indicate that we do not have fuel that can cater for even 2 days. So clearly we have a major problem. And this is an incoming administration. Even if you order the fuel, like I'm telling you, it will take about 8 weeks. So we are in for real trouble.
Well, that's what he said. He joins us now over the phone. Mr. Jiropo, what a pleasure. Good morning to you.
Good morning, my brother.
And congratulations, of course, on your victory in Yape Kusogu.
Thank you.
All right. Now, yesterday we heard you, but maybe some clarity is required. Is it 5 hours or is it 2 days? What's the situation with our fuel stock?
Okay, thank you. Like you said, it was a comment in person. It wasn't like a press conference or a press briefing. I think your reporter, your reporter asked me what was the major challenge that we anticipate in the energy sector. And like you said, I served on the subcommittee of the Joint Energy and Natural Resources Committee. In fact, the committee was gracious to make me the co-chair, and I virtually chaired the deliberations. And so what I got as at yesterday, liquid fuel stock as at 05/01/2025, current stock available. AXA, current stock available 225 cubic meters, expected to last for 5 hours, with AXA running at 120 megawatts. I don't know if you get that. KTPP, current stock available 1,275.46 cubic meters, expected to last for 1.5 days, with 1 unit running continuously, or 0.75 day, that's less than 1 day, for 2 units running continuously. So for AXA, the fuel available can last for 5 hours. For KTPP, the fuel available can last for less than 2 days. For Send Power, current stock available 293,000. Projected stock to last for 20.9 days, with 2 units running continuous. That's the briefing I got from Gridco. It's official. I will share the document with you. And so when your reporter asked what was the challenge, I said the main challenge would be to work around and deal with the fuel situation. I.e., how do we move from this 5 hours to 30 days immediately? How do we move from less than 2 days KTPP to 30 days immediately? And then more importantly, Send Power, where I elaborated. Send Power is indicated that they usually require 4 weeks to treat the fuel. With distillate fuel and heavy fuel oil, which can be used by AXA and KTPP, there's no issue. I also checked Asogli has no fuel. Asogli has no fuel, so there's no fuel stock at Asogli. But the problem is that even when you bring the fuel now, you will need to treat it. That is light crude oil. And so these are the facts. I mean, if anybody has counterfacts, I've read Herbert Crapper's statement. He didn't give any figures. The question you ask is that, what are the figures? This came up at the transition team. It's not like nobody anticipated it. At the transition team, we invited WAPCO, because WAPCO was supposed to carry out the maintenance exercise in October 2024. Government prevailed on WAPCO to postpone it to January 20th in order to build enough fuel stock. At the meeting, Collins, who is the deputy minister to Herbert Crapper, was at the meeting, and it came to light that the fuel stock was not enough to cater for the power situation when WAPCO eventually turns the valve off. So when they turn the valves off, the Tema enclave will not have gas. We can't also do a reverse flow of gas from Takoradi to Tema. So we need adequate stock of fuel, which is light crude oil, heavy fuel oil, and distillate fuel oil, to carry us through that 1 month period. In fact, 2 weeks or 3 weeks before handing over, the briefing we got at the joint committee was that they had not secured those fuel, neither had they placed order for the fuel. And so we raised that at the joint committee. And then the Minister of Energy assured that they've already sent in a requisition to the Minister of Finance. Fortunately, I co-chaired the meeting with the Minister of Finance, Honorable Mohamed Amin Antel, and he assured that he was going to work to ensure that they place that parcel of light crude oil immediately. He even went further to say that he was transferring $70 million to GMPC. This is officially captured in the handing over, in the records of the joint transition team, which I can make available to you. And so a day or some few hours to assume in office, and with your reporter approaching me and asking, and with the facts available, I thought that it was prudent to put the facts out. And what I put out are the facts. The 70 million has not been transferred to GMPC. You can check with GMPC. The parcel of light crude oil has not been ordered as we speak this morning. In fact, this administration is a new administration. So the previous administration, despite the assurance, did not order that fuel. Today, 10 a.m., His Excellency the President is instructed that the Chief of Staff chairs a meeting of all the stakeholders, GRICO, WAPCO, VRA, GMPC, BOST. You mentioned them. All of them are supposed to appear before that meeting. Those of us who served on the committee would also join that meeting. The essence of the meeting is to find solutions to these challenges that I've enumerated. And so yesterday night, we did a lot of technical work. We've put some options on the table that will be discussed at the meeting. His Excellency will be briefed, and I'm sure he will give instructions to the Chief of Staff.
And Herbert Crapper. So it's fair that I read exactly what he said in response to your earlier statement and interview. This is what he said. By the time of leaving office, President Akufo-Addo's government left in stock light crude oil, which Send Power currently generates power with, whilst AXA continues to take delivery of heavy fuel oil, which it generates power with. This fact is easily verifiable with a phone call to both power plants. The responsibility of the new administration is to not only procure more liquid fuel to keep the lights on whenever liquid fuel becomes required to complement gas supply, but also plan competently to avert power supply disruptions. We did it, and they can do it too, if they can. And he has some concluding remarks on that. And he says the NDC government should get to work as we did. The reason we kept the lights on for 8 years, regardless of the difficult times, and stop the needless finger pointing. That is not the way we kept the lights on. This is exactly what the immediate past minister in charge of the sector, a man who sits in the same committee with you on transition, which is something he also referenced in this statement. Yes, he didn't give figures. Yes, he didn't give
I've given you the figures that AXA has 225 cubic meters today. And he says AXA is drawing fuel. From where? You haven't placed order for the fuel. How does AXA draw the fuel? You can't draw fuel when you haven't placed order for the fuel. Is it not right knowledge? Simple basic logic. A minister should know this. How do you place order for fuel? If you haven't placed order for fuel, he cannot say that AXA is drawing fuel. That is simple.
Separate them
I'm very worried by some of these comments that come from ministers. And I say that KTPP has less than 2 days of fuel. Did you tell me KTPP is drawing fuel?
It's not on the list.
It's not there. I say that Asogli has no fuel. Is it true or not? Is Asogli drawing fuel? And I'm saying the same power fuel can last only 20 days. They require about 4 weeks to treat the fuel, even when you order the fuel. Meanwhile, from 20th of this month, the pipeline is going to be shut down for 1 month. But from today, the fuel available can take you only 20 days. Is this a fact or not? Did he, as minister, Herbert Crapper, did he assure the committee that they've placed requisition to the Ministry of Finance of fuel and that the fuel will be procured before the handover? Have they done that? They haven't. My brother, you know something? Facts are facts. Facts are not opinion. You can give us opinion that we should order crude, we should resolve it, I agree. And let's first of all establish the facts. When we get the facts, then we find solution to the challenges. But you just throw something out. And I'm telling you, our interest as a party, and I'm sure President Mahama's interest as a government, is to address the challenges. Your reporter asked me. I provided the evidence. I'm telling you today, Chief of Staff is chairing a critical meeting. We intend to do some emergency procurement, and I'm sure the Chief of Staff will lead that process because he has the mandate. So we would see how we help the Chief of Staff and President Mahama deal with these challenges. Where there are real challenges, I'm sure government will be honest enough to inform the people of Ghana.
Are we currently shedding load?
Yes, yesterday there was load shed. And we would make available the system report to you today. Over the past 6 months or so, the power situation has not been stable. There have been serious interruptions and load shedding. Quote me, load shedding. So when Herbert Crapper says he's kept the lights on, that's even false. And Gridco would make that available to you today. It's a chart, it's printed. So you can't doctor it. That will be made available. But the most important thing is the way forward. For me, you state the facts. This is what you inherited. This is the challenge. This is the situation. But 99% of the thinking and the work goes to what do you do as a government. And that is what the Chief of Staff, Honorable Julius Debra, is focused on with His Excellency President Mahama.
Now, you mentioned this to us yesterday, when, according to you, in at least at one place, we were 5 hours away from running out of fuel. Does this mean that even with the best efforts of the Mahama government, we are going to go through a period of no fuel, and therefore we are going to have Dumso?
I do not want to preempt today's meeting, but let me assure you that everything is being done. Yesterday night we spent about 4 hours to 5 hours doing a lot of scenario and sensitivity analysis, options in terms of what to do. In fact, let me just tell you this one. One of the options is that instead of waiting for light crude oil for Asogli, we'd rather buy diesel and fire that plant. Very expensive, but it's an option we are taking to the Chief of Staff. I don't have the mandate to make that decision. We're just a technical team. We do the work and we take it to the office of the president. And so all the options are on the table. I'm sure that they will give some directions. So let's remain calm. Let Ghanaians remain calm. That's what I can say. No need to panic. It's serious. The situation is very serious. The stocks are very low. In fact, there's going to be an engagement with WAPCO as well. We don't know what will happen with the engagement with WAPCO. But what we've put out, my brother, let me be sincere with you, is nothing but a fact. And these are facts. Facts are sacrosanct.
Well, I mean, you have given us information which is, as you say, not good. It's difficult to ask people not to panic when the future is so uncertain. So we want to know, is Dumso a possibility? Is it a possibility?
No, it will be too early to make that conclusion that there's a possibility. Let's finish today's meeting. We're just about 1 hour away from that meeting.
Okay.
We've put together a lot of scenarios and determined to hold the situation to the best of our ability.
Okay.
So once again, let me assure you that remain calm. With President Mahama in charge, we'll do everything. The ideal situation, honestly, is that when it became apparent that the pipeline will be shut down from 20th, especially when the outgone administration prevailed on WAPCO not to do the maintenance in October, but to do it in January. It behoves on them to have taken all the necessary steps to have secured
that will lead me to my next question, Honorable Jinapor, because
Yes.
you've talked about the maintenance, which was supposed to have been done in October, being postponed to 20th January, and you've also talked about a meeting with WAPCO. Is there a possibility that the maintenance be further postponed, waiting, pending the delivery of crude oil or light crude oil, HFO, so that at least we have some time? Is that something on the table that you're looking at?
I pray we get that. I pray that we get that. WAPCO was at the first meeting that indicated that they had mobilized already and that the vessel had already arrived. And that government knew since October that the 20th January they're going to undertake this exercise. And that is government that prevailed on them to move to 20th January. So it was a difficult one. But then I was the chair of the subcommittee. The matter has now been escalated or elevated to the level of the presidency. And the presidency is going to invite WAPCO. So let's keep our fingers crossed and see what happens after that meeting.
So it's a possibility that we postpone the maintenance.
It's my ideal situation, but I'm just an individual. So let's see how it goes.
Now, Mr. Jinapor, you were co-chair of the Energy Subcommittee since the 9th of December. And you knew even then that it would take 4 weeks for fuel to arrive. So at that point, why did you not insist on the order being placed so that we don't get to this point where we're
just some quick clarification. The main transition committee was inaugurated on the 9th. They had series of meetings. I'm not a member. If you read the statement, I'm not a member. Then they decided to form subcommittees. So they form a energy and natural resources subcommittee. And they then decided that we're not members, constitutionally or legally. So they will co-opt us and constitute what they call a technical committee. In fact, by the time they had done all this, we were around 20. And then they gave us the handing over notes. And then I also constituted a technical committee to review the handing over notes. It was in the process of reviewing the handing over notes that we detected the fuel stock and the challenge ahead of us. So we quickly asked for an emergency meeting. And that emergency meeting was called about a week or 2 weeks before handing over. And it became apparent that despite the Akufo-Addo government's assurance to WAPCO that they were going to procure adequate fuel, they did not have adequate fuel. And then the minister assured us that right after the meeting, we were going to take steps to procure the fuel. And so I thought that with that level of understanding and trust amongst us at the joint committee, there was no need to come crying wolf. Because in the energy sector too, you ought to be cautious with how you manage information. But when we're about taking over, and I asked for the briefing, and it turned out that, look, despite all the assurances, they had failed to procure that parcel of fuel. But I thank your reporter. Initially, I was going to brief some people, but I thank your reporter for asking. I do not regret putting the facts out before President Mahama assumes office. And those are the facts.
Might it not have been better to put them out when you found out, so that we could then be in a position to put pressure on the government of the day to do something about it quicker? Oh, it would seem we've lost our connection to John Jinapor. Let's see if we can try to reconnect. In the meantime, some messages. We'll be right back.
Happy Wednesday and welcome to Vital Science by Sonotech Medical Center. I'm Dr. Grace Bachman. Today let's talk about eating for energy, because what you eat directly impacts how you feel and perform every day. Think of your plate as a canvas and aim to paint it with the colors of a rainbow. Bright fruits and vibrant vegetables are packed with vitamins, minerals and antioxidants that protect your body and keep your immune system strong.
I think we've been able to reconnect to John Jinapo, Honourable Member of Parliament for Yape Kusogu. Mr. Jinapo, thank you for your patience. So I was just asking, would it not have been better, for you to inform us of this looming crisis at the time you found out, rather than when we were hours away from running out?
Yes, like I said, when we had the last meeting, the Minister of Energy had assured that he had sent a requisition to the Minister of Finance. The Minister of Finance, who was a co-chair to me, Honorable Mohamed Amin Anta, then assured that he was going to fast-track this process and get the parcel of oil duly ordered. So why would I then go to the media and cry wolf or tell the media that there was crisis looming? I thought that I could trust their assurance. But a day or some hours to handing over, I thought that, look, having failed to honor their promise. And I thank your reporter, like I said. In fact, I think that he did a good job. He came and asked me what was the challenge, and I don't regret putting that out. I think that Ghanaians ought to know the challenge. But like I said, we're going to work around the clock with the Chief of Staff to handle the situation.
Now,
and that is where we are.
Okay. Now, talking about you not regretting.
But quickly.
Yes, quickly, because I know President Mahama.
We tried some options, but anytime we try, it came to one point that he didn't have a mandate.
Okay.
You talk to some suppliers, and at the end of the day, the thing is that, look, you are not the government.
Okay.
You don't have authority to place any order, so we couldn't have ordered for fuel in our capacity then as an incoming administration at that time.
So now that you have the mandate, I know you're going into a meeting at 10 a.m. You've talked about having to treat the fuel for 4 weeks. Let's look at the other situation. Now that you have the mandate under emergency circumstances, what is the most feasible thing that you can do in getting crude oil to these plants? How long will that take you?
It takes about 3 weeks to 4 weeks for a vessel to load fully and come. Another option would be to use a smaller vessel. Instead of loading 600,000 barrels, you could do 100,000 barrels for that to come ahead of the bigger vessel. That's one. We're going to look at that option. Yesterday, President Mahama got us to talk to some people in Nigeria, because Stand Power particularly require a certain specification of light crude oil, which normally must come from some particular field in Nigeria. Two is the testing. Stand Power has indicated that they have to use 4 weeks to test it, because they will normally send the products outside of Ghana. We want to ask them whether once the vessel is loaded, can we take the sample ahead of the vessel coming to Ghana and then airlift it to Ghana so they can start the testing, and then also airlift it to, I think, Belgium or Netherlands or something for the final testing before the vessel arrives, which means that we are trying to crash down the 4 weeks to about 2 weeks.
Okay.
And so these are options. I mean, like I said, we've done so many options, but we need to sit around the table under the leadership of the Chief of Staff, and that's what we're going to do.
And if these options don't yield the desired result, then it means
anything can happen. Because let me be frank, even Okosomo can crash today, but you go to these things with optimism. Like I told you, there's been load shedding for the past 6 months, and we'll make that available. But you go to these meetings with a sense of optimism. We don't want to go with pessimism. So let's get there. And one other one is to run a Sogli on diesel instead of the normal light crude oil. It's quite expensive, and diesel you consume faster than light crude oil. But my information is that Asogli is configured as trial fuel, so it can consume light crude oil, it can consume diesel, it can consume gas. We want to ask them whether they can quickly do some retrofitting or something to consume diesel fuel. But the truth is that we have some challenge to deal with, and we are determined to tackle that challenge head on.
All right. Well, thank you very much for the elaboration. We appreciate your time with us.
Thank you.
John Mahama is Honourable Member of Parliament for Yape Kusogu, and he was the co-chair of the Subcommittee on Energy as part of the transition team. All right. Messages, we're back after these.
Happy Wednesday and welcome to Vital Signs by Sonotech Medical Center. I'm Dr. Grace Bachman. Today let's talk about eating for energy, because what you eat directly impacts how you feel and perform every day. Think of your plate as a canvas and aim to paint it with the colors of a rainbow. Bright fruits and vibrant vegetables are packed with vitamins, minerals and antioxidants that protect your body and keep your immune system strong. Don't overlook the power of protein, whether it's lean chicken, fish, eggs or beans. Proteins are the building blocks that your body needs to repair, grow and thrive. Now there's a crucial tip: hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. Water is the foundation of all your body's functions, so start your day with a glass of water and keep sipping throughout. Finally, let's ditch the crash diet and focus on balance. Start small, stay consistent, and you'll feel the difference in your energy and mood. Reach out to Sonotech on 0308 040036 and find us in the West Hills Mall, Oxford Street Mall, and Community 9.
When you want to eat, just Momo it. Tired of the long queues in the supermarket? Pay with Momo. When you really want that beautiful new blouse, just Momo it. When you want to get a trim and get fresh to impress you know who, just Momo it. When you need to pay your utility bills and domestic staff, Shani Momo. When you want to send love to the family back home, send some Momo. Join the millions of MTN Momo users all over Ghana and live life the brighter way. So just Momo it. MTN.
It's the most action-packed breakfast show in town. The hottest music, the best giveaways, the great interviews, and all the laughter and fun you can imagine. Don't miss the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM. It's the best breakfast show in town. It's the most action-packed breakfast show in town. The hottest music, the best giveaways, the great interviews, and all the laughter and fun you can imagine. Don't miss the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM. It's the best breakfast show in town.
9 minutes to 9 on the Super Morning Show, and we've just completed a conversation with John Mahama, who has elaborated even further the power situation regarding the supply of crude for the powering of some of our plants, and the reality that that we are facing potential problems in the power sector, especially if WAPCO goes ahead with its plan of 1 month maintenance, for which reason the gas pipeline will be shut down. Then we might find ourselves in a rather sticky wicket. We're trying to figure out how that will pan out, and we're told there's a meeting today, a make or break meeting between the Chief of Staff and the power players to find solutions to this. Now, yesterday was a big day. We've got to talk about it. We'll be engaging two very, very important guests on that in just a moment. Suleiman Abrahima, Executive Director of the Media Foundation for West Africa, and Mary Ada, Executive Director of the Ghana Integrity Initiative, will tell us their thoughts on how the inauguration went and the President's inaugural speech. That's all to come. But first, what a way to kick off 2025. Holiday Inn Airport City is now Palms by Eagles, and they have a fresh, delightful experience awaiting you. The newly improved hotel is ready to welcome you with unmatched hospitality in the heart of Ghana. And don't miss their Sunday brunch, which returns in style. Come and experience elevated hospitality like never before at Palms by Eagles.
Now, tap, refer, and fly to Dubai with the GCB Digital Loyalty Campaign. From now till the last day of January 2025, accumulate points and get cash back rewards anytime you perform transactions on the GCB mobile app or use the USSD *422 hash platform. Now you stand the chance of being rewarded with amazing prizes like a weekend stay at a top hotel in Ghana, airtime or data bundles, dinner for two, or a fully paid vacation to Dubai. Now let me show you how it works. Perform transactions like bill payment, airtime top-ups, bank and mobile money transactions on either the mobile app or the USSD platform, which is *422 hash. Again, you can share the award-winning GCB mobile app with family and friends to onboard. Use your mobile number as a referral code. Don't be left out. Download the app on Google Play or App Store and start transacting today. For more information, please visit the GCB website on gcbbank.com.gh or your favorite social media platform at GCB Bank PLC or call our customer experience team on 0800 422 422. That's the toll-free number. Remember, GCB would never ask you for your PIN, your OTP, or any password at all. Terms and conditions apply. GCB is your bank for life.
All right, let's get straight to it. Suleiman Abrahima, Executive Director of the Media Foundation for West Africa, joins us over the phone alongside Mary Ada, Executive Director of the Ghana Integrity Initiative. Good morning to you both.
Good morning, Kojo, and a happy new year.
A happy new year to you too, Mary. It's great to have you on the show. And in fact, let's start with you, Mary. I have no doubt that you witnessed and experienced yesterday from beginning to end. Tell us your thoughts on the president's inaugural speech. What were the things you noted as key?
Thank you very much, Kojo, and good morning to your listeners. Good morning to Sule, and a happy new year. The president's speech was very impressive. It was short, it was concise, conciliatory in as much as he could, and then also it presented a picture of the seriousness with which he is taking the issue of a social contract and why citizens must be involved in the governance of states. And I particularly liked the way he carried on, that it's not him, but it's all of us. So if things are to go well, then it's for all of us to come on board. So for me, there were no innuendos, there was no sarcasm. I believe this is one of the best speeches I have heard. And he also clearly outlined some of the critical issues he would want to attend to, and I believe that was also very good. And on the subject matter of the economy, he mentioned the 24-hour, he mentioned other areas that he would want to tackle. We also heard him talk about governance and why it is important. And when it zooms into the issue of the fight against corruption and accountability, he sounded that commitment very clearly and loudly, that out of all the commitments he has made, he even numbered them. And I think that was very good, so that we know that the fight against corruption is not just an activity, but it encapsulates a lot of different actions which would come together to ensure we fight corruption. Knowing or hearing him say that he is committed to this cause and would stay it is heartwarming. But then let's see how this goes. We believe that the conciliatory nature of the speech and also the call to all Ghanaians to persevere and not be pessimistic is very laudable. And I am for sure looking forward to supporting this cause. I believe all Ghanaians heard, and we would want to do so. So for me, in summary, I think that's what I picked from his speech. And the event was also very well organized, I must say. They paid attention to everyone who was invited, even though it didn't start too early for me.
Thank you, Mary. Sule, obviously, one of the things everybody was looking out for following the last time an inaugural speech was given at the change of government was plagiarism. How do you rate the new president's inaugural speech in the areas of, fact checking and originality?
Well, good morning. Good morning to Mary and all our listeners, and Happy New Year, though belated. I think generally it was a great event yesterday, well organized, well patronized. The number of dignitaries and the number of foreign heads of states and all of that, I think it was one of the highest ever witnessed in terms of the numbers of foreign dignitaries who were present. I share Mary's point about the speech being conciliatory, especially given how combative the campaign had been. It would have been easy for the incoming president to use this as an opportunity to further state certain things. And then again, because the outgoing or former President Akufo-Addo just delivered the State of the Nation's address, one would have thought that it would be an opportunity for the incoming president to rebut certain things and set the tone on a number of things and try to manage public opinion on a number of things that I believe going forward are going to be very critical areas. But I think he stayed away from that, remained conciliatory, said a bit of positive things about former President Akufo-Addo, extended felicitations to his main contender or competitor, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. And then I think in terms of the speech, content was okay for me. Delivery was okay for me, apart from that initial protocol acknowledgement slip that happened with President Tinubu. Otherwise, I think it was all fine. He started off, trying to look at the global picture in terms of global geopolitics. This whole thing about Russia, China, the G7, the BRICS, and the complexity that it raises in terms of how nations such as ours would have to align properly. And of course, at this time, it even becomes more difficult in terms of the non-aligned agenda. What does non-alignment, what would it mean now to say that you are non-aligned, as Nkrumah and others had envisioned at that time? Because you then were dealing with just two opposing sides. But now, you have multiple geopolitical forces, and so aligning yourself is quite a difficult one. Talked about the global challenge with climate and the challenges that come with it in terms of pandemics, epidemics, and he talks about it as when and not if, because it's almost like a certainty that at some point something would happen. Also talked about our region, which is in sort of a crisis, given the Burkinabes and the Nigerians and the Malians, the decisions they've made to exit ECOWAS and all of that. And then came back home to talk a bit about our challenges and what he intends to do, and urging citizens to play their part. Highlighted some of the big issues that we all heard him say or champion during the campaign: 24-hour economy, transparency and accountability, the issues of governance and constitutional review processes, and the point about resetting Ghana. And so I think generally it was an okay speech for me. And I like the fact that he himself acknowledges it's more about actions rather than words, because we've heard it before. If it were words, President Akufo-Addo would have been lauded. But we realized along the line that he was more of words than action. And so President Mahama acknowledging that and recognizing that at the end of the day, we are going to judge him by his actions and not his words, for me was also something that is laudable. So, yeah, generally it was good, and we look forward to what he'll be doing. He has the benefit of being a former president, all the experiences one needs, people who may have betrayed him, people who may have underperformed, people who may have been disloyal, even though they pretended to be loyal, and what it means to be a former president. He's been there before. And I believe all those lessons would guide him going into the next 4 years.
Now, Mary, one of the interesting moments was when the president, the head of state of Burkina Faso, came up to give his felicitations to President Mahama, and a loud cheer went up across the place. However, commentary afterwards has been divided. Some are suggesting that the invitation of Ibrahim Traore and other non-democratic heads of state is perhaps the wrong signal to be sending as the newly democratically elected president of the Republic of Ghana. What are your thoughts on that, Mary?
Kojo, we live in a space and we are neighbors as we speak. We cannot take away the fact that, as the president himself said, we are brothers and sisters, Moshis, Kafinas, Grishis, and others who just live across artificial borders which have been delineated by our colonial masters. You would not say that in this case, because these are undemocratic persons, you would not want to engage them at all. Perhaps let me just bring it down for all of us to understand. If your brother does something against you, does that mean you would not have anything to do with them? And so for me, again, I come back to that conciliatory thing that we talked about, particularly in the local space. We know some of the effects we have had from the insurgents and the issues around terrorism and their infiltration into our communities, particularly from the northern parts of the country. And so inviting someone who is an undemocratic leader sends two signals that we want to him to come and see what we do here. It could send a good picture to him to want to also emulate. Then again, we are saying that we are working together to ensure we bring about peace and security in the continent. But then if you had the chair, which is accompanied this gentleman, you would agree with me that if you have been to Burkina Faso, you would see that they have seen some benefits of having such a leader. Today, we import a lot of things from Burkina Faso into Ghana, which in the past 10, 20 years we wouldn't have thought of. Tomato, which is a perishable crop, which they came and learned from us, they are producing there and we go to buy. In fact, the last time I was home, I heard they even import tilapia from Burkina Faso. And so there are a lot of things going on there that the youth and the people across the continent or the sub-region are seeing. And perhaps that could have informed the loud acclamation of the gentleman when he came to Ghana. But that is not to say that the president would have decided to invite him to come to show that when you are undemocratic, people would follow you. That's not the case. Some of us have agreed that we want to go the democratic route, and exactly we would want to bring others along So in the geopolitics of the sub-region, the John Mahama and other Democrats of our time would want to see that they are bringing others along, no matter what they have to do. So inviting him, for me, I didn't see anything wrong with it at all.
Sule, I want to talk about what that chair also means by way of message to the president himself. We know that in this last election, about some 6 million odd people didn't even bother to vote. That's about the same number as those that voted for the winner. And the suggestion or the analysis has been that people are getting, to the end of their patience with the two options that we are always presented with in these elections. As a president who has just won in this manner, should the cheer that goes up for a military ruler convey any sense of urgency to him in terms of the expectation on his shoulder, and what could happen should he also end up disappointing the voters?
Well, Kojo, I think that first of all, a number of factors may have accounted for the cheering for the Burkinabe military leader. People have certain sentimental feelings towards the military. So even here in Ghana, if one day you were to wake up and see the military doing their fatigue, their exercises and so on, people will gather, clap, cheer, and so on and so forth. So that is number one. Number two, here is a guy who is less than 40. I think he's about 34 years, and has taken over power, dresses in a certain way. Even yesterday, despite the guard around him, he still has his pistol, sidearm by his side pocket, and so all those could have contributed. But again, before the elections, and for a few years now, research has shown that the number of people who endorse democracy, in the way we have it, has continuously declined. And those who say, well, they wouldn't mind tolerating military regimes, continue to be on the rise gradually. And so that sentiment could have also been part of what we witnessed. And so I think that in terms of what happened yesterday, these could have been some of the factors. But the more important question you asked, that would that or should that send a signal to our new president? I think yes, and I'm sure that he is fully aware that people are becoming impatient, not only here in Ghana, but even in the U.S., in the more advanced and consolidated democracies. Increasingly people are getting frustrated with whether or not the governance we call democracy is working. But of course, we all do acknowledge that even as there may be deficits, even as there may be challenges with the democratic type of governance, it remains our best option. And choices remain quite limited. But certainly President Mahama, having been there before, having witnessed what had happened in the last 8 years, certainly would be aware that things cannot be done as usual, and things must change. When people say that we are getting fed up with the two parties, I think it is not just because of their names or the personalities involved, but it is about the fact that over the years, what we've experienced is that they are about the same when it comes to the quality of governance, when it comes to the dividends that people get from their leadership. It's just been about the same. I remember when the president took over, in about a year or so, I did a post and I said, apparently there's no difference between the MPP and the NDC. I remember those times people fought me, even including highly respected people, whose views later perhaps even became worse than I had put it in terms of the output from the Akufo-Addo government. So for me, if any of the parties truly performs, truly, take on the issues of accountability, transparency, and service delivery to the people, the difference will be quite clear. And I want to believe that President Mahama, with the experience that he's had and the lessons he's learned, would have to, do something completely different. But if it turns out that it was about campaigning to come to power to make money, or to allow, party folks to make money, I don't think that even within the next 1 year or 2 years they can cope with the kind of pressure that will come from the citizenry. So it would be in his own interest to ensure that he does something completely different and better.
Mm-hmm. Now, Mary, I know you said that this was one of the best speeches you've heard, but I think we've lost Mary there. Do we have Mary Ada? No, we've lost Mary. We'll see if we can reconnect. In the meantime, Suleiman, I'll ask you the same question. Is there anything that you think was missing? Anything you expected to hear in the president's inaugural speech that didn't make an appearance, make a feature?
Well, under the circumstances, not much, because I don't think he could have spoken for hours to basically cover everything. Along the line, he talks about the focus in the interim going to be on governance, anti-corruption, and I think there were two other areas that he touched on, and then the economy, of course. And I think these are clearly fundamental areas. Of course, there are big issues such as the mess with our secondary education system. It's one of the areas that really requires a lot of attention, and that attention must be immediate, because the mess that has been caused is quite deep. And because teachers and heads of schools were repressed and oppressed not to be able to express themselves, and those who did had to bear severe consequences, we just don't know what is happening. And if you talk to anyone who has a child in the secondary school, they will tell you, except those maybe who haven't gone to school before, and they wouldn't understand the dynamics and the challenges that we face. But otherwise, our secondary school system is in a complete mess, and that has to be addressed. If there was an opportunity, I think that we needed to, there ought to have been something about that. On the energy sector, if you speak to people in my office, they will tell you, I had always said, look, I expect that there's going to be doomsday. Whether Bawumia won or Mahama won, there's going to be doomsday. And I'm not surprised that yesterday the spokesperson on the energy sector, John Jinapo, flagged that and basically signaled that there's going to be doomsday because of whatever. And that sector is also in a very, very deep crisis. And I think that just as President Akufo-Addo smartly said, I am leaving with the lights on, and I hope that it will continue to be on, it would have been important for the president, the new president, to also touch on the deep cracks in that area so that people wouldn't be surprised in terms of what happens. With the benefit of the attendance of the Burkinabe leader and representatives from Mali and Niger, I think one of the biggest regional issues now is the decision by these countries to exit ECOWAS. And I want to believe that ECOWAS leaders are doing everything possible to prevent that from happening. Even though if it is to happen, the citizens of these three countries are going to really suffer severe consequences. I don't know whether it's for populism or for the interest of maybe Russia or China or whatever it is, or to basically tell off the French. It appears that these three countries are quite adamant in terms of the concessions that are being made and the approaches that are being made by ECOWAS. I think that it would have been great on this occasion if the president had slipped in something to say, I wish to take this opportunity to appeal to my brothers in Mali, Niger, and Burkina to reconsider their decision to exit ECOWAS, because together we are stronger. We cannot be splitting ourselves at this time, especially given the global geopolitical dynamics. I think these are perhaps some of the things that I believe would have been great to have come up. But as I said, he couldn't have covered everything, and so as I said before, it was okay.
Right. Mary, I don't know if you might want to comment on the same thing, but I do have a separate question for you. And this looks now beyond the inauguration. Today is supposed to be the first working day since John Mahama became president. And we've already had a conversation about these political appointees under the previous government. Apart from the ministers and deputy ministers whose tenures have come to an end, there are some people who were appointed to positions that ought to have been sort of civil service or public service positions, but they were put there by political appointment. What should happen to them? Should they also not turn up to work today?
That's the paradox we all need to look at, because most of our governments have done this, and the public sector has been saddled with people who are not supposed to be there. We continue to talk about the issues around public administration and what should happen, and they need to clearly define the lines, the dichotomy between the administrative function and the policy function. Unfortunately, most governments have done this, and so there is usually, some of them come with contracts, and so if your employer is no more there, the right thing to do is that your contract terminates. I know for certain that some institutions like the Ministry of Finance have people on contract, and so if your employer is no more there, certainly the new person coming in would not want to continue to work with you if you are not a public servant with the strict wording of it. We know that in the past administration, when such people, the hirings which were made at last minute and others were let go. And so it shouldn't be different. But then for me, the issue is that we need to be able to be a little more professional about the way we carry on with some of these appointments. And I hope that going forward, the president will be minded by the sentiment of Ghanaians, which is against some of these things. We have seen a lot of them who were let go. I know some persons who were let go in the previous administration, so I don't see any difference. Except those institutions where appointments cannot, or appointees cannot be disappointment with the incoming government because of the constitutional issues. But then with all others, if you know you were brought on board as a contract person, or you were not a chief director, but yet you were brought on board to help with the ministry, certainly you cannot, the new government cannot be saddled with you, and so the right thing should be done. So for me, as I have said, going forward, let's look at what was the person appointed to do. Is it an appointment that went through the Public Service or the Civil Service Commission? If it didn't, then how did you get there? If you are not able to explain how you got there, then we do not have any questions whatsoever to deal with this, because we are running a public administration system which we want to perfect. And then also to say that this government should not also repeat what has been going on since 92, because it happens.
There is a final question about the demeanor of the president when he was speaking. Do you think he exhibited enough, if you like, respect and understanding of the situation at hand? Did he manage the people's expectations of his government in a way that will set a tone for him to deliver when he's in office? Maybe Suleiman, I can start from there.
Okay. Well, Kojo, I think that in my earlier submission, I touched on that briefly in terms of the difficulties and the challenges that we are in, which are real. And I mean, from today, I don't think that people would entertain a lot of excuses. As we've always said, people are brought in to fix whatever is broken, and not to tell us that it is broken or to basically complain. And that is why, as I said, I think it would have been better if the president had touched on some of the very, very critical areas that we know are in distress or in crisis, so that people can be a little bit understanding and patient, and when issues come up, people would appreciate that. Well, it cannot be fixed within a matter of a month or 2 months. But be that as it may, I think he avoided going in that direction, and so it's up to the government communications people and how they would engage the public to perhaps understand some of the issues that this government and, of course, our country is confronted with. So that is what I would say to that.
Did he sound honest enough?
Well, I think he did, and to a large extent, because he avoided some of the issues relating to our current state as a nation. There was little to be expected in terms of assessing whether he was honest or not, because essentially he was talking about bare facts, the global geopolitics, the issues of climate change, our country needing a reset, the efforts having to be all of us, making sure that it works. Ghana is us and not just one individual and all of that. But if he had decided to, for example, touch on the state of our education, the state of the energy sector, the state of the economy today, and all of that, then we would have been able to assess whether he was being honest to the facts or just being political, But he avoided questions of facts, and so it's difficult to assess him on those.
Very well. Mary?
Yes, just like Sule said, it's difficult to judge if he was honest, but from his demeanor, you realize that the president, I believe, has identified or come to the conclusion that the tax ahead is a daunting one. And from the speech, you also realize that he understands that the people have a very low appetite for excuses going forward, because we believe that he is the one who can take us to the promised land. We thought otherwise. Now we have come to a different conclusion. And if you remember from the declaration, when people were excited around him, he sat so calmly in a reflective mood, meaning the task ahead of him, he had come to comprehend, would not be an easy one. Again, for us to judge that whether he was being frank or not, he gave us just thematic areas he would be working on. He didn't give us the bare facts. So it's difficult to say whether he was honest. But I believe from precedent and from his past experience, he would know that this is the real deal and he cannot afford whatsoever to disappoint Ghanaians. Like Sule said, the challenges are enormous. The fight is a big one, from the education to the health sector to the services, and also looking at the issues of the economy, the leakages, and the need to raise the needed resources to execute the agenda they would want to do. I believe that in the few days ahead of him, the president should be coming out with the data, because what they may have thought out of government would be perhaps a different picture from the transition and the data they have picked. And I know that even going forward, they will be picking even more, and that will tell what exactly can happen and what cannot happen for the people of Ghana.
Right. I want to say a big thank you to you both. Mariada is Executive Director of the Ghana Integrity Initiative, and Suleiman Abrahima, Executive Director of the Media Foundation for West Africa. We appreciate your time with us.
Thank you very much.
All right. Well, some messages back after these.
I used to stress about where to receive my Abro car and always used to doubt whether my friend has really sent it.
So I asked a friend of mine and he said his wife used to have similar challenges until she decided to receive money transfers from CBG.
Well, I can relate because now I receive my money from CBG. It's so simple, fast and secure with no delays and no hidden fees. And I must say, life is now feeling good.
Stay connected to your loved ones no matter where they are. With Consolidated Bank Ghana's money transfer services, you can receive money quickly and securely from abroad, whether through MoneyGram, Western Union, PayAngel, Transfast, UnityLink, RIA, EaseRemit, Funes, TapTap Send, and TerraPay. Cash out your way any day with Consolidated Bank Ghana. Welcome to the good life. CBG, we stand with you.
We stand with you.
It's the most action-packed breakfast show in town. The hottest music, the best giveaways, the great interviews, and all the laughter and fun you can imagine. Don't miss the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM. It's the best breakfast show in town.
You know what? We can't live without talking about the president's wonderful outfit and all the symbolism it carries. We'll get to that in just a minute.
But first, there's attention to all of you SMEs. It's raining free data on Yellow Biz. Now, this festive season, boost your business with MTN Yellow Biz. Yellow Biz is your all-in-one multi-service bundle with everything your business needs. A 4G plus router with free 10 gigabyte data, Microsoft Office 365 with genuine Microsoft applications. WebWiz gives you a customized business website, cloud-based fixed voice line that allows you to use the Yellow Biz number to make and receive calls from anywhere. Dominate the season with advanced tools, a powerful online presence, and a vastly improved customer experience. Best part is, for a limited time offer between now and the 13th of January 2025, MTN is offering you an extra 50 gigabyte data, free data, when you buy Yellow Biz for your business. Just call 100 or 0244 111 or email mtnbusiness.gh@mtn.com or come to see us at any MTN office to purchase your Yellow Biz now. Terms and conditions apply.
Now, the Kingdom Books and Stationery furniture sale continues. You can get up to 15% off all furniture, and their shops are everywhere. In Tema, at Akweje, at Atomic, on Spintex Road, in Takrade, in Cape Coast, in Winneba, and in Kumasi. You can also get the discounts online at kingdomstoreonline.com. So hurry while stock lasts. You can call 050-162-0810 or email info@kingdomgh.com. Kingdom Books and Stationery Limited, where quality and affordability are both assured. Terms and conditions apply.
Charlie, the enjoyment is real. From January to June 2025, Enterprise Insurance is giving you more reasons to smile on the road. Buy or renew your existing motor insurance policy and enjoy amazing rewards. Free fuel coupons for your car and airtime for your phone. It's that simple. Insure naturally. No, not said all heaven. No. Yeah. Right. With over 100 years of trusted experience, we are here to secure your peace of mind. Visit any brand, connect with your insurance agent or broker, or use the Enterprise Advantage app for convenience and enjoy free fuel coupons and airtime instantly when you buy or renew your motor insurance. Enterprise Insurance is rated AAA by the GCR for financial strength and claims paying ability. Terms and conditions apply. Enterprise is your advantage.
All right, listen, let's get to it. And the president looked good yesterday. I mean, in the white fugu with the kente trim, and and then he had those 4 Edinkra symbols at the 4 cardinal points on the breastplate of the fugu. At the north was the Nyamidia, to the west was the Sankofa, to the east was Jingami, and at the bottom or to the south was the one that I was pronouncing wrong yesterday. So it's supposed to be the Jening Men, right? The male ram's horns, the Jenin men. I was saying Jenny man. Hey, Charlie. One day we'll get there. Jenny man. I was saying it in English.
No,
Jenny man.
Teacher's son pronounced it in English.
Can you believe that? Jenny man.
Oh goodness.
They have to edit the symbols.
Yeah, but listen, the president's outfit was full of symbolism, and I thought it would be good to talk to someone who knows a thing or two about ththese things. Professor Ivan Adai Mensah is the former vice chancellor of the University of Ghana, an institution that also uses the Jenin Men Idinkra symbol.
The best university in Ghana.
Prof, good morning to you.
Oh, good morning. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you, Prof, and Happy New Year to you.
Thank you very much.
Well, yesterday's presidential outfit, I'm sure you couldn't stop smiling as you observed all the different symbolism and meaning that was being conveyed by it. Tell us what it meant to you.
Oh, it meant a lot to me. But first of all, let me congratulate you, your station, for a wonderful job that you did. It was really very good. You did your homework well. There were just one or two things that worried me a bit, and that's why I tried to show my concern.
Sure.
But otherwise, you were extremely good.
Thank you, Prof.
One of the best coverages I've seen over the years.
That means a lot, Prof. Thank you.
Yeah. Before I go to the symbolism, there was another issue that I raised regarding the number of presidents that we have had in this country.
Mm-hmm.
I kept hearing this is the 6th president, this is the 6th president. But actually, it was as if Ghana started from 1993. And yet we were not made to understand that you were talking about just the 4th Republic.
Right.
If you take the whole of Ghana's history, we've actually had 9 presidents, or you can also say 8. If you want to consider the ceremonial president as not a really elected president.
Right.
And, well, that one was put right eventually. But regarding the Adinkra symbol, as you said, I kept hearing gentlemen. And I said, what sort of language are these people speaking? It is Jaini. Jaini is the ram, that is the he goat. Yeah. And Nemeng are the horns.
Right.
You see the way they are killed. Those goats that are brought from the north, from Mali, from Burkina Faso, etc. The horns are coiled, and it has the significance of strength, and that is what is in the University of Ghana symbol also, together with the Nyamidia.
Right.
Yeah. So that's it. It's Ghanaian Main. The ram's horns.
Prof, that's some great education, and I'll ask you to kindly forgive Fanti Chite's son for getting it wrong.
Your father was a Fanti teacher.
She was, yeah, she is.
I see. And you were talking like a Fanti man speaking English.
Completely unforgivable.
My mother and father were also teachers.
Really?
Yeah, Methodist school teachers. And we were taught Fanti. But I learned tree on my own when I went to secondary school. Yeah.
I see. Well, thank goodness for that, because we are still benefiting from the tree you learned.
Yeah. Whether tree Fantism or whatever.
Yeah.
If you ask, if I know, I will tell you. If I don't know, I will tell you I don't.
Indeed. That is so much appreciated, Prof.
Well, I also appreciate the trouble you've taken to try and clarify it.
Always.
You're supposed to educate us, the public, and so if you also see something that we need to educate you about, we'll kindly do so.
We truly appreciate it. It makes us better. Thank you so much, Professor Ivan Adai Mensah.
Have a good day.
You too. Have a great day. And that's the former Vice Chancellor of the University of Ghana. So nice talking to him.
Yeah, it is.
Oh goodness,
the Fanti teacher's son. It's not your fault. This Kojo. I have never.
This is say it right. It's important. The key edition, right?
Is it you? I was telling the last time, Raymond, that I went to primary school at Sakomono, Tema TMA primary school, the one by the beach, by the sea, Sakomono, where we learned Ga. Then when I went to Ho, I learned Ewe. So if you put tree in front of me or Fanti in front of me,
you may struggle.
You struggle to read.
And again,
I'm very frank about
you
that.
You need to know it as a symbol first.
Yeah.
Then they've told you that this is how it's mentioned.
Yeah.
Or else anybody looking at how it's even written. When you convert it, luckily, I think some people do not know that. Luckily, you can actually get the keyboard, the tree keyboard. But most people don't have that tree keyboard. So how they spell it?
They spell it with English characters.
Yes. So sometimes it's difficult for you to have to convert it first before you're able to say it. And in some of these words, you have to break it down with an understanding of the very important elements in there.
Yeah. So it's okay. I mean, we are all learning.
Yes.
All of us who struggle with account writing.
Yes.
If you show me anything written in Fanti.
Have you attempted reading the Chi Bible before?
No.
I found the Kwapim one more difficult than even the Asante Tree one. Seriously,
I can read and write Fanti quite fluently. But it's it's the way this word was written.
True,
with English characters. And I'd never come across it before in my life. It was.
I read and write very well.
They do say it right in Chi on I think it's Adum TV.
Wonderful.
I've seen and. He's a great writer, right? I've forgotten his name. He's at Adum TV.
AC?
Yes, AC on him.
Yes, AC on him.
Yes. He does that. And actually, sometimes he breaks down the words in proper forms, and it's wonderful. I saw the video on social media. I was so impressed with it. Yeah.
The great linguists all speak every language well. Isi Ohene speaks impeccable English.
True.
You know, and his chi is, I mean, professorial level. Yeah, well, that's wonderful. That's something.
It is well.
something-
It is well.
Something new to learn there. Thank you so much, Professor Dimensa, for bringing that to our attention.
You see, now that we've
Yeah, but Prof mentioned that the ram is a he-goat.
It's actually a male sheep.
Yeah, yeah,
isn't it?
yeah.
Yes.
But you see, Kojo, now that Prof has done this, you know, it actually leads me to one thing that we've always talked about.
I am worried that
Here we
Winston
are.
is going to attack you in this
No, I'm not going to attack Kojo.
I suspect where this is going.
Here we are. You know, the last time my son walked up to me and said he wanted to learn Fanti. He actually walked up to me and said he wanted to, because, you know, he would hear you speaking Fanti to him.
Yeah.
He wants to learn Fanti. But what he spoke to me as Fanti was Chi. It's okay. I mean, you know, I am Wasa. His mother is Fanti. I don't really mind. You know, if he gets to my hometown, he can still communicate. But I ask, how many of our children would not pronounce this worse than we did?
No. I think the problem is generally education evolved over a period of time. So, for example, it's now your responsibility to teach. So, if you are from Jabin and you have to school in Accra, you are more likely to learn Ga in the schools. Now, sometimes they get Chi teachers, but you may get an Akuapim Chi teacher.
Yeah.
Or a Fanti Chi teacher being the one teaching you. In that case,
as in a Fanti teacher.
Fanti Chi.
No, it's not Fanti. There's nothing like Fanti Chi.
Fanti Chi teacher.
No.
Oh,
let's do it right. Fanti. Equiapim Chi, Asanti Chi.
Fanti Chi.
No, there's no Fanti Chi. So let's
Fanti Chi. What are
there's no Fanti Chi. No, that one. Let's get it right.
No, take your time. Now, this one that you are fighting,
we are not fighting.
There is no such thing as Fanti Chi.
We are correcting. So we are saying it right so that we don't Fanti. So they are can, Fanti, and Chi is what is written.
No. Yes, it's a Akan.
Yes, Akan.
Yes. So when you take
the dialects,
Akan dialect, it is the Chi version.
No. The Akan. So Akan is the language. The dialects.
Yes.
Fanti.
Yes.
Chi. Wasa. There is Asin and others.
Wasa Chi.
Nzima, no. Nzima now is no longer.
Is it really?
No, it's not.
No, okay, yeah. Because
so Nzima has lost what we call intelligibility. So now you can't understand it. So it's its own language. But the point is that of these, Chi and Fanti are written.
Yes.
In the Chi, there's a Kuapim and there's a Asante.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
There's
a Fanti. Okay. Well, no. So, I mean, that real difficulty is there. So, whilst it is still left to you, it is still left to Kojo Jansen to transfer, and you are way too busy. How many times have you met your own colleagues or friends, and I've seen professors, oh, my son there, he cannot speak to you. As if it's not his responsibility to transfer the language to the child, because you may not get it done in school.
Such an important
point.
point.
Yeah, see, you hear them, and sometimes I get worried when they do it with pride. You should be slightly worried that, yes, it's good that you know so many languages, and it helps. Some of us have regretted not taking the French or the Spanish serious. But essentially, you would need a certain foundation, and it helps you identify your culture. And when you grow, you will regret it. The kids too, they will regret it. One of the funniest things is being told you are from a place and you can't speak the language. And the people are not sure whether you are truly one of their own.
It used to bother me a lot about Fifi until I discovered that actually he secretly understands everything.
Secretly?
Yeah, he just prefers not to let it on. But he does. He does understand. Anyway, it used to bother me. And I realized something, and you're right, it's the parents' responsibility. But something has changed in our society without us noticing it. When we were kids, our parents insisted on us speaking English at home, because as soon as we leave the home, it's all Fanti. Our neighbors are speaking Fanti. You go to the market, they are speaking Fanti. Everywhere you go, it's Fanti. So you're picking up the Fanti even if you don't want to. So they had to insist on speaking English with us at home, just to ensure that our English remained good. So we got enough practice. So it wasn't just a language you are learning in the classroom. But something changed in society. Our children don't go out anymore.
True.
Our children don't know our neighbors. Our children don't play in the playground with other kids. So there is no opportunity.
Not in the markets. They are not.
They don't go to the market. So there is no opportunity for them to pick up the local language unless you speak it with them at home. They won't learn it anywhere else.
Unless
at school, they will be made to speak English, and then they come home and you speak English with them. So where are they ever going to speak their local language? And it's a crack that our language is falling through. You know, and we really need to be aware of it, that society has changed in a way that requires us to adapt our communication style with our children. Otherwise, our local language would disappear.
And you see, what struck me was when I saw The Economist, in 2007, on its cover page, had a woman who was the last speaker of her language.
Oh, goodness.
And she had died.
I was going to mention that too. Justice Bedu did a story for the BBC about how his own language is actually going extinct one way or the other, and he's taking upon himself to get the society to revive it, and starting with his children, starting with community basis and how to get it happening. Books that can be written and be converted into the language for other people to get. I was impressed. I was heavily impressed about how he was talking about the difficulty with keeping the language where it's supposed to be. And I've heard even some, and you know, the problem with sometimes modernization is that it ends up, some things become dominant, others become less dominant. So over the period, even I've heard Nia Ikotu, for example, complain about some time ago that it was explained to him that they were not getting Ghana teachers to teach in schools, even in Accra, and which is a problem, which is something that should be. But later on, they found more people being trained in hopefully they can deploy more, because if you are not learning at home and you're not getting it being taught to you at school too, then it's a problem, a big one.
And you see, the challenge is this. I mean, you get to Accra cosmopolitan. You have a lot of people from different parts of the country. They've shown up here. They may speak English. You go to Sekondi Takrade. Now, particularly with areas, and a place like Cape Coast, for instance, in the past, if you attended school in Cape Coast, you could speak Fanti.
Yeah.
Today, also because you have a lot of people from other parts of the country showing up at the University of Cape Coast and showing up in these schools, many of whom speak Tree. Even in Cape Coast, people are beginning to learn how to speak Tree. The other point is...
Someone learned Ga at the Saddle College, rather.
yeah. You know, because you see... because you see, in those days, and I saw people whose... when I was in Maoli school, I saw parents who brought their children to Maoli school just to learn Ewe. And they had forgotten that, I mean, a huge population of the school was from Accra. So these boys, they come to school and they are speaking Ghana. Only few people, and I remember few guys were determined. So one of those guys was very determined. I mention his name all the time. Michael Akoto, who's Guan from Akpafu. So he speaks as Guan, but wanted to learn Ewe. He tried. By second year, he could speak. But many of these ones who were brought there, I had my own friend, Benjamin Michaud, whose father would, say, teach him Ewe, but the guy spoke Tree and left with Tree. But, today, people, and a lot of people would want to, if you come with a language they can understand, they will speak that language with you. You'll be surprised you go to Ho, and people can speak Tree. I go to Drapon, where my farm is, and I hear people from the northern part of the country who have come to live there. The only language they speak is their northern language. So maybe they speak Gruni. They speak Gruni, which many of us will say Frafra, and Tree, because they stayed in Kaswa before they got to Drapon. So the only way they can communicate to the people of Drapon is by speaking English. The English may be bad, but the people can hear a word or two. There are other, Akans in there. By the time you realize, the other man who's also lived in Accra and has come there and can speak what we would term as broken Tree will try to communicate with this guy because he doesn't like how he's speaking English. And that's it. He's speaking, Tree in that area.
You know what? I made only one New Year resolution this year. Maybe I'll make more, but so far it's only one that I've made, and it's about language.
Do you do per month?
Yeah. It's about language. You know, I realized that not just me, but lots of other Fantis, when they meet people who speak Chi, they speak Chi too. I have resolved that this year, even when I'm speaking to someone who speaks Chi, I'll speak Fanti. That's my language. I don't know why I always defer to Chi. It's Fanti and Chis understand. Asantes understand Fanti.
They do, actually.
I don't know why I end up speaking Chi instead. So it's my resolution this year that even when people speak Chi to me, I'll speak Fanti to them. Let's see how long I can keep it up, because it's a reflex. You know, my sister, who's obviously Fanti, is married to a Fanti. But when the two of them met, they first spoke Chi. So to this day, even though they have two children, they speak Chi to each other, and they are both Fantis. And they each speak Fanti to me. Ridiculous.
That's you know, the language you spoke to somebody during your first meeting is the language you will speak.
Yes.
But have you heard Republic Bank is giving this season, and they're giving big. Pay with your Visa, credit card, and stand a chance to win an all-expense-paid trip to Dubai, or a luxury staycation at some of Ghana's finest beach resorts, including Maha Beach Resort, Breezes Camp, or Camp Chache. You could also win a 5-course dinner for 2 at the exquisite Brasa restaurant, a full-day spa service for 2, and other exciting rewards. The Republic Bank Tap Win and Fly to Dubai promo. All you need to do is to use any of your Republic Bank Visa credit cards, Infinite, Addition, or Classic card. Every tap counts, so what are you waiting for? It's time to fly to Dubai with a Republic Bank Visa card. Start tapping and make this season unforgettable. This promo is regulated under the Caritas Lottery platform. Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
All right, I think it's a good place to draw the curtain. We had a great time with you this morning, and we can't wait to do it all again tomorrow. Until then, please stay on joy. My name is Kojo Yankson. I'm the morning man.
Winston Amor.